want you to tell all your friends about me.
What are you?
I'm Batman.
It's not college basketball. It's Clarence time!
Yo, 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 what is up, Friday Nighters? Welcome back to another edition of Just Another Friday Night. I am one of your two hosts, CM Chuck.
I'm Double A, everyone.
Guys, how the hell are you? Welcome back. Guys, another edition. We already had a comment before we even went live.
Yeah.
Punisher XS in the house says, yo, what's up, Punisher XS?
What is that? What Punisher is that on there? Can you see?
It's actually a Christian Bale Batman figure in the
okay,
grass.
okay.
It's a really great picture, actually.
Christian Bale.
I don't have my glasses on, guys, remember, so, old and not seeing. Double A, how the hell are you, bud?
Burned, sweaty.
Burned
Ooh,
and sweaty.
It's been super hot here in Texas
Oh
this
my
week.
gosh, man. This heat
Boiling.
is insane. Brenton in the house
Hey,
says,
what's
hey
up?
guys, what's up, Brenton? Ooh, is that the Silver Surfer? Oh,
It
man,
looks
I
like
love
it.
that picture. Brenton coming hard with the picks every week. I'm enjoying it. Brenton, cheers to you, brother. Cheers, Double A.
Cheers.
Yes, the heat has been insane here in San Antonio,
Yeah,
Texas.
I mean,
so-
it's just, I worked in the warehouse this past week and just, everybody's just drenched. Shirts, pants, shorts. I mean, just, fatigued.
Yeah.
Electrolyte popsicles have been being popped out.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
that's got to be hard hitting. I know you told me you down some pickle juice even.
Pickle juice
if you're-
because I was
you'll
cramping
dehydrate
up.
quick.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
Oh, man, I
Oh,
forgot
you know
about
what?
that.
This is what we should do in the middle
Yeah.
week. We were
Yeah,
just
that's
talking
good.
about this.
That's a good
Brenton.
idea.
Great.
Golly,
Brenton, look
thank
at you,
you.
Brenton. You just gave us an
Thank
episode
you.
right there. Stanley documentary on Disney Plus today.
Yes.
And I sent you that link. What a great
Yes.
trailer it was. But yeah,
I didn't want to see it. I didn't see it
I haven't seen it yet either.
because I don't want to see anything. I hate
Yeah.
trailers, honestly.
Yeah, that's a great. We were just talking because we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna do Flash next week, so spoilers. And then the week we're gonna do Indiana Jones, and Adam was like, no, that's not till the end of the month. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, I think I scheduled us wrong. We had my schedule all wonky. So we were like, what are we gonna do in the middle week? But that's a great idea. I would love to cover the stand doc.
Yeah.
So that'll be
Anything
awesome.
Stanley, I'm good with.
Absolutely. CW in the house says, look
what's
at
up,
these
guys?
sexy guys. What is up, CW?
Thank you,
Looking
thank
sexy as
you.
y'all selves as usual.
Hey, yo.
Badfish says, hey, yo. I love the rebel symbol right there. And he says, looks like an avatar. Oh, yeah. We've got our blue light on right now. And for CW, just so you guys know, we got our own camera in online, so we should be looking more sharp here, whatever, catching all my old age lines, but we appreciate the comments. And then Badfish also says, got to catch a replay after this movie, but
Well,
I'm looking forward to. Okay, no problem.
Today, we're talking Transformers. He might have got confused.
Oh.
We're talking Transformers, not The Flash this week.
No.
We're giving people a little bit time to go watch the movie.
Yeah, definitely.
So-
we try to do like a week after they come out because
just to
we
give
know.
some time, because we got friends that like to come on here and they're like, oh shit, I haven't seen it yet. So
Right.
we try to
Right.
give at least a week.
But I know a lot of people probably like geared up for Flash, so they kind of skipped over probably Rise of the Beast.
So
but
we're talking Transformers: Rise of the Beast and the Transformers the 1986 animated movie, which both have a common link to both. Mm-hmm. So if you've seen the movie, both of them, you'll know what the common link is on those.
and it's Friday, right? Double A. So
And
guys,
it's
if you
Friday.
haven't grabbed a cold one yet,
It felt like it felt like a struggle to get to Friday this week. I mean, man, it's just brutal out here. Brutal.
I have the benefit of working inside, unlike Double A. But I mean, like just in my
But
travels,
even
here to
people,
there.
if people go out,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just,
Oh.
it's fucking burning out here.
My coworkers, with the free parking is a little bit of a few blocks, in the downtown area. And downtown area, in here in San Antonio, there's no breeze like most downtowns.
No, there's
buildings.
nothing.
I mean, they come in drenched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? So
It's already starting off. I wake up like at 4 a.m. and it's like in the 80s already, and it's just nasty.
Yeah, and CW says the camera's looking great. Thank you so much, CW. We appreciate it. This is the let me show for anyone interested that's podcasting themselves, which I know many of you guys already do. We're at the suggestion of the CW faithful, the Razor Kylo.
And
Ky-
CW is
Kyo.
collecting weekly,
Kyo.
not the CW TV show.
The CW TV show, right? Yeah, we really appreciate you guys being here. We had a great response last week from you guys. Sorry about for anyone that did the super chat thing. We didn't put it
Jason.
up. Yeah, Jason, what's up, brother? We're kind of new to having like this many people in the chat,
Yeah,
so of
big
course,
time.
working through a little bit of growing pains, but we're gonna get there.
We're
And-
gonna get there. Don't worry.
Also,
about
I had
it.
a
got through.
nerves last
We got
week,
through
yeah.
our first. Our first time was rough. So. We have a 10-month-old son. Movies are hard to see outside the house. Oh yeah,
totally
been
understand.
Been there.
I have a feeling with the fact that this got sandwiched between Spider-Verse and Flash.
Yeah.
It may be home soon, Bad Fish. I have a feeling that Transformers may be home soon. How did it do? Did it do well?
Well, CM, I don't know, because the projections right now for Flash are between 70 and 90.
Okay.
And I'm
wow.
I wonder if that's because of Miller? Or people are just like, they're like, well, this ain't part of James Gunn's DCU, so why should I see it? Which, it's a fantastic movie. Yeah. I highly recommend it.
I haven't gone. AA win already. So.
Very enjoyable. Very, like, it's 2 hours and 35 minutes, but it feels like it goes quick.
Okay.
It's good. 2.5 hours.
Like Spider-Verse, right? It was so fast.
Yes.
I'm not a dad. I'm a goddad. I'm an uncle, but I am planning hopefully for Father's Day to go see it.
There's just times, though. I mean, there's just times when it's hard. But yeah, especially with a 10-month, because it's kind of like,
oh yeah.
Well, when can you get someone to babysit? You
exactly.
know? And again, it's a 2.5 hour movie. It's kind of like,
right.
That's kind of a big thing to ask for people.
Oh, I get it. Well, and on that note, happy Father's Day to all of the Friday Night Faithful and Collecting Weekly Faithful.
Sunday,
and AA, happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you very much, AA.
The way I see Kal-El talk to you, trust me.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot to me. That means a lot. That means that's the most high compliment.
All you fathers, stepfathers.
Yeah, happy Father's Day. Yeah, and moms that are doing it too. If you're a mom doing it too.
You guys had your day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dang, AA, I hate to say it because it's like last year we started with some sad news and then more sad news.
Yes,
this week,
man. Yeah.
An icon in the industry.
This one hit hard because this is one of Stan's fucking guys. Like one of the main guys at Marvel. One of the true fucking heavyweights, of that era. Yeah. I mean, John Romita Sr. passed away. I mean, 93, great age.
Storied life.
But golly, I mean, it sucks. It's like, man, the bullpen that Stan was able to get at that time. Kirby, John Buscema, John Romita. They started off with Barry Windsor Smith in 1970 doing Conan. I mean, it's like, man, I mean, he had so many fucking great artists that was just like banging. I mean, you can see why they beat DC in the 60s and 70s. Just those guys' fucking arts, the drawings, the renderings, the splash pages. I mean, golly, they said. I mean, for a lot of people, he is the definitive, Spider-Man artist. They took it from the number 2 book he took it from the number 2 to the top selling book in Marvel. Yeah, I mean.
Our good friend Bobby from Toy Matrix put it in a good way. He goes, thank you, Mr. Romita, he goes, your imagery is the way I saw Spider-Man on packaging of toys and like in cartoons. He
was bigger.
Yeah, he was the more buff Spider-Man.
Steve Dickles was skinny, gangly, nerdy, Fucking Romita pumped him up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, his drawings, his renderings, everything is what you saw on those lunch boxes.
Oh, yeah.
DVD or videos. I'm sorry, at the time, videos. I mean, it's his renderings that you really saw. It just sucks. I mean, co-creator of The Punisher, co-creator of Wolverine, co-creator of Mary Jane. Just did a co-creator of Kingpin. I mean, the Spider-Man No More. That famous drawing.
Yes,
I mean,
the suit in the trash can. They use that imagery all the time. It's so amazing.
Yeah,
man. Cheers to John Romita, Senior.
One of Stanley's guys. Jazzy John, that was his name that Stan gave him. Jazzy John.
And look, we always talk about, we hope that maybe in some way that this will leave a mark for us or whatever, you know what I mean? Or if we both hopefully do something later, you know what I mean? But here's a man that truly left his mark, not only on the world of comic books, but on the world period with his work on Spider-Man. Not only that, Sam,
but then, John Romita Jr. follows him.
Yes, I know. You're such a talented artist that your son becomes a talented artist.
And
great
also artist in his own right, too. I mean, man, I enjoy his runs on Daredevil, on Spider-Man, on X-Men. I mean,
I know he did some Civil War stuff.
Oh, yeah. John Romita's been everywhere.
The famous
Punisher. Where the issue number 1 where Punisher's just going off with the gun.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the 9/11 issue, I believe, is him. You know what I mean? So you cannot. Deny the father and the son. The apple don't fall far from the tree, man. So to the Romitas,
cheers,
the family, and John Senior.
Collecting Weekly says, don't bring moms to this.
There we go. Corey in the house. Corey messaged me offline and had some interesting thoughts about this movie we're going to talk about. So, Corey, please stick around when we get to the main topic because I really want to hear your thoughts more on what you thought about the movie.
Thanks for the Happy Father's Day.
Absolutely. That's to all the dads out there. Like I said, I'm not a dad, a goddad. You know what I mean? And
trust me,
a pseudo stepdad.
But trust me.
You know,
the way he, his godson looks up to him, is trust me that
it's
that's dad material.
I love
Trust
my
me.
happy Father's Day to my dad. You know what I mean? He's a great dad, and,
Yes,
and
happy
all the
Father's
great
Day.
dads I know. Double A's dad is,
Yeah.
is important in my life. You know what I mean? So having a great Father's Day, I'm sure up in heaven and pissing on the Cowboys. So, Double A, what other news though? We had some other news.
Yes,
right? There
so
was other pop culture news.
Sunday, you might have forgot because I sure did. The Walking Dead spinoff with Negan and Maggie.
Oh my gosh, I did
is
forget.
coming this Sunday.
Nice.
I forgot.
Dead City.
Dead City.
I
Coming
cannot
out
wait. I cannot
this
wait.
Sunday on Father's Day.
Yes. Okay.
So
great.
if you're a Walking Dead fan, you got more adventures to look forward to. You get to see what New York looks like, in the zombie apocalypse. You get to see Negan and Maggie, how they're gonna work it out.
The trailers look cool. Like I see Negan kind of crossing from building to building, and
Yeah.
of course, I hope he gets a little bit more of that Negan swagger back. I think he will.
Yeah,
You know
so
what
I'm
I
gonna
mean?
have to get the AMC app going.
Yeah, I know,
I just
yeah.
canceled my Paramount because Yellow Jackets just finished. So now I'm like, great. Now I got to get this one.
Which I keep hearing more and more about that show too. Like I guess now that it's finished,
Yellow
I keep
Jackets?
hearing more and more. I know you told me lots of good things,
Man,
but I keep
you
hearing
need to
more and
see
more
it.
about it.
You
Oh
and
yeah,
Jess
I
will
definitely
love
will.
it.
On Peacock.
It's Paramount, Plus Showtime.
Paramount Plus Showtime. Okay, that's the one I keep missing. Is the damn Showtime.
Yeah.
I got Paramount Plus, but not the Showtime
No,
part. So.
cancel that because when I got it, it's $11.99 for Paramount and $11.99 with Paramount and Showtime.
geez.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I'll let my sister know for
Yeah.
sure. Absolute Irwin in the house. He says, Javen,
love that comedian.
oh, the Ox Ambio. Oh, yeah, there it is. I love
go
that.
up
Yeah.
one. See him?
Let
Go
me
up
see
one.
here. Sorry, we missed Corey right there. He says,
Corey said for sure the drop of other franchise shocked the hell out of me.
oh, right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to get to that big finish right there. I think this might be a little emoji. Sometimes they don't come out or whatever, but yeah. I feel like we had some other news. Double A, you dropped something really cool in our group. Again, guys, if you're not a member of our Facebook group and you want to be, please, we invite you to join us. We'd love to have you. We call our followers the Friday Night Faithful, and that is what the name of our Facebook group is. And we're always looking for people to come in there and add to the
which one is
conversation.
that, Tim?
The Black, White, and Red, White, and Black, Garth Ennis on
right?
zombies.
Zombies.
I feel like, okay, zombies for Ennis, but I'm like, a Black, White, and Red should be right up his alley. So I think that'd be awesome for him to read from him.
Zombies.
Not
I'm
excited
like,
for it?
No, like when they said Wolverine at first, because I kind of just glanced on it, I was like, holy shit, Garth Ennis on Wolverine. Like, what a perfect pairing. And then when I saw zombies, I was kind of like,
Well, the Marvel Universe zombies have always been kind of different, right?
It's-
They talk and they're like sentient
and
zombies.
they're funny. Yeah, like
Yeah.
that Marvel Zombie, that first one. I only read that first 1 through 5, but I mean, it was pretty fucking hilarious. Great writing, but I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. And it's I'm kind of like, man, I was a little disappointed with that Batman Reptilian.
Oh man, yeah.
I could
I'm
hardly
not gonna
get
lie,
into
that was
it.
a kind of a tough read for me too. Maybe I need to
Yeah.
revisit. I gave it a chance and then I didn't really.
I'm like, fuck.
I didn't really stick with it. I have the issues though; they just haven't
I
really
think 1
sat
and
with
2.
them. Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
that was it. So.
yeah. So I mean, maybe I don't think Ennis has lost a step, but
No,
we'll
I
see.
wouldn't say he's lost his step. It's just it was kind of like Batman and reptiles. I was
Right,
kinda
right,
like,
right. Sometimes
and
it's
now
like
kind of like
yeah.
Wolverine and zombies.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. Maybe, and again, like we say with musicians, right? Maybe he's trying something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you can't
okay.
keep writing Punisher kind of stuff, right? You kind of, I guess, want to spread your wings.
Yeah.
I would really like to see him on Cap.
Oh, I think
I
he'd be
would really
amazing
love
on
to see
that.
him on Captain America.
And have him as like the World War II type leader,
or
and
even
field
that,
leader.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
And make it like hard R, right?
Yeah, that'd be. Remember his Nick Fury stuff? I mean, he had Nick
Yeah.
Fury being a real like espionage, like spy.
Speaking
you
of
know,
that, that's a great pickup. That went this Wednesday. Secret Invasion
Secret
is coming out.
Invasion. Yeah, who's ready for the Secret Invasion? Are you guys excited for that? Are you excited for
Samuel
it?
finally kind of flexing a little bit, finally. So that's going to be nice. Amelia Clark, we love Amelia Clark, so that's going to be cool to see
Yeah.
her again.
Now,
so-
I heard two things.
Okay.
One of the things I heard was early reviews is that it's tanking on Rotten Tomatoes. But I don't know if it's the people, the spammers that are just shitting on it. The other thing I heard was that some people are calling it the Andor of the Marvel Universe, which is, I'm like, that's bold. I mean, great. I hope that if the Marvel gets a show like Andor, again, we felt like Andor was a little slow to start, but then we were like, damn, this was so good.
Yeah, it kind of was.
You know,
yeah.
I mean, I felt like it really was. I mean, like, I feel like Andor is layered and deep and like
it was a
just
good,
the jail stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I was like, man, my heart was like pounding, and I felt just
the
like
jail scenes were great. The jail
Andy
stuff was
Serkis,
great.
man, Andy Serkis just blew me away. Like I was in tears. I was like, dude, this dude's fucking killing it.
No,
man.
that was great. That whole part was really good. So yeah, I mean,
I forgot I was watching Star Wars. For
Secret Invasion?
I'm not sure. 8, 10. It's got to be probably 8, not 6, right?
No, probably not.
If anybody knows out there in viewing land, please let us know Secret Invasion episode count.
Speaking of Andor, they did say it cost $200 million.
Holy shit!
I was like, wow. Like, no wonder Bob Igor was kind of like starting to take shit off.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of episodes too. They gave.
Yeah, but damn, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking money.
That's a commitment right there. I mean, you know, so I mean, but Disney be acting
6
like they broke
episodes. Thank
sometimes.
you,
Oh, 6. Okay,
Thank
well,
you.
I mean, that's pretty solid.
That's
yeah,
really good.
Yeah.
Speaking of that too, they did say Born Again is being halted again.
Okay.
So that kind of sucks. So
Alright.
it's already, I was like, fuck. So
Sometimes do you wonder, AA, why they get so ambitious and release all this shit first? Like, why
because
say
I don't
it's
think
going to
they
be?
thought about a writer's strike was going to happen.
Yeah, true. But at the same time too, I'm like, why even announce it? Just let it
To get build, I guess, to see and maybe add to maybe for the people that saw the Netflix one to kind of build up, like, hey, maybe if we announce it, people will look at the old Daredevil stuff and up the minutes. You know what I mean?
Or do you think because all the leaks, all the stuff that gets leaked too, like if they're
really.
filming, they gotta like announce
I mean,
it?
yeah,
you
can
know?
take a picture here and there and show it off and get people excited. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, damn, all these writer strikes are kind of like halting. I mean, good for them, I guess. They want more money. I mean, yeah, deserve it. You know what I mean? Sure.
Something that we got excited for. Again, we AA dropped a trailer in our group. We each dropped a trailer for 2 things we're excited for. 2 things we've covered previously, but the first one, AA let me know that Winning Time season 2 coming out. Hilarious show. HBO Max or not HBO Max. I'm gonna keep saying HBO Max. Max.
No, that's fine. Yeah. You can say it because I mean I still kind of think of it as HBO Max
too. Yeah.
So I mean, man, that trailer was fantastic. Man,
I love the hick from French Lick, Larry Bird. I'm like, oh man, this rivalry heating up.
What did he say? Man, it's a great part. It made me crack up Magic when he's like, it's my fucking league or my fucking game.
Yeah. Oh, but I love the Pat Riley scene.
that.
He's like, we won our title and they won theirs. He's like, but it doesn't mean shit because it wasn't against them. And I was like, damn. I mean, like,
I wonder if
this is what is missing from basketball, right, though?
Yes, man.
I mean, like, and again, did we say last week was the Nuggets already champs last week?
Yeah, I believe
They
so.
were.
Yeah.
I mean, but look at what they say, right? What's his name? Jokic?
Yes.
I think it's Jokic.
Yes.
What are people saying? They're like, oh, no one looked less happy since Tim Duncan about winning a title. And I'm like, you see, Magic and Bird. yeah. I'm like, Magic and Bird didn't feel that way. They felt like they fucking, man, they want to be on that court.
They love being
That's
number
how
one.
Jordan was. I want to be on that court.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's why I was kind of seeing The Last Dance again, like a few weeks ago. I was just like, man, I need something. I need something competitive.
Yes.
I'm tired of hearing everyone saying, oh, I want to play with this guy or I want to play with this guy. I'm like, no, man.
Yeah.
You play against each other because you want to play the best. Like, man, you look at Michael's reign. He went through Magic's Lakers. He went through Clyde Drexler's Trailblazers. He went through Charles Barkley's Phoenix Suns. He went through Sean Kemp and Gary Payton's Seattle Sonics. And then he went twice against Malone and Stockton. 2 times.
That's in the championship, but what about on the East? Because he also went through Ewing's Knicks. Isaiah's Pistons. Who had
Reggie Miller's Pacers.
Reggie's Pacers, yeah.
I mean, man, those were fucking tough teams.
I mean, this is when a team had a solitary star, they built around them, and then, these guys ended up being, all-stars themselves, and then Dream Team eventually.
And we forgot fucking Shaq and Penny's
That's
Orlando
right,
Magic.
Yeah,
Man,
which they were
he
supposed to
swept
be the
them.
next big thing.
They swept them in '96. God,
they treated them how we treated LeBron.
Yeah.
And we mean the Spurs. Yeah, so Winning Time is just a fun show. Yes, it was. Again, John C. Reilly is great.
Now, of course, the real people don't like it. The Lakers themselves don't like it, but Man, it's just fun. I mean, I can't believe they can't really see the exaggeration. Do people really believe they're like that? Probably not, but it's just fun. It just shows the competitiveness.
I think if I was Magic, I would take it as tongue in cheek, right?
Look,
I mean,
let's not mess around. Let's not say that he was a virgin all this time.
Oh, I know, right? Come on, Magic.
Fucked as much as they show on the show.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, I mean, it'd be like if somebody did a show about us, right? Double A, and like before the show, we're doing blow and all that. I would laugh. I'd be like, it was nothing like that, but that's fucking hilarious.
Funny,
like,
right?
That's great. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, we drank some beer. I'm like, if they're like, if we're fucking, they have us shooting up in the show, I'd be like, okay, they're exaggerating.
I think the one that they were most pissed off was the Jerry West portrayal. But who is
such a great character in the show though. Like he's hilarious.
So fucking hilarious.
Absolutely.
You need to check out Winning Time. It's on Max right now. You can stream. I think it was 10 episodes, and watch it before August 6th when the new season comes out. It's fucking great. John C. Reilly kills it, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, totally great. Jerry Buss. Yeah, he's totally great.
John C. Reilly, he fucking kills it.
And he kind of narrates, and he's hilarious.
He's
and
fucking hilarious.
But he also good emotion and good acting.
Michael Chiklis as Red Arbor.
Oh man, dude, what an ass, right? I mean, like again, it's great actors, and then you get to see them in these great roles, and you see like again, kind of like how Showtime did really revolutionize a lot of the way we see the NBA today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So having a club at the Forum, and like it's like they made it like a spectacle. I mean, like which. For a while, that's kind of like what the
My
NBA
brother
was.
has a whole bunch of those old NBA tapes, and trust me, the Lakers are front and center on a lot of those like clips.
Yeah, and again, I always tell people, I'm like, if you're a fan, if you're from LA and you're like a fan of Showtime Lakers, that like, okay, I give you all right, I give you some leeway on being a Lakers fan, but other than that, I don't want.
That team was just really good, man.
Oh yeah,
undeniably. And I think they really didn't get out of line because Kareem was the leader.
I love the actor that plays Kareem too.
But I think for real, the real Kareem, I think they really didn't get out of line because of him.
Yeah,
It was like because he was the captain, he was like the leader of the room, so it's kind of like you don't fuck around with
sure don't.
With Kareem's room.
And he's excellent. He's excellent. Yeah. I think we were saying when we covered that episode that he's a doctor in real life.
He has a great documentary too. Kareem, that's on Max too. He has a really good documentary on it. And Magic and Bird Rivalry is on Max too. That's a really good documentary too.
One.
That's a really good one too.
That's the NBA you get hyped for.
Yeah.
The other trailer that dropped that I posted. What We Do in the Shadows, season 5. No?
Yeah,
season 5.
Yeah.
We covered all 4 seasons.
Yes, we did
on our last season.
It was kind of late for me. Sam had been seeing it. He'd been telling me, and I was like, I finally had time, and my wife started watching it with me, and we fell in love with that show.
Yeah,
it's just a really funny show.
Quick episodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're
30
short,
minutes.
30 minutes.
Maybe.
Hilarious acting. Just a funny concept. Vampires living among us. They're kind of inept though.
Real bad. It's like they never got out of that period.
Yeah. Originally co-created by Taika Waititi, so it's like there was a movie originally, and then this show branched off. That the movie took place overseas, and then this is like these vampires here, but they're all kind of interconnected, and it's just hilarious. Nandor, Laszlo, Nadja, Colin Robinson, and of course Guillermo. It's just completely hilarious. I mean, I truly look forward to watching. Sometimes a lot of the shit we watch is kind of heavy-handed, right? Andor and Secret Invasion,
and kind of spurting out a little bit.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of humor to it, or whatever. Yeah. But again, it gets really serious.
Winning Time, like you said, Winning Time.
Yeah. I'm telling you,
really fun.
You go from the intensity of some things we're watching, where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm at the edge of my fucking seat. Like I'm I need to catch a fucking breath. You know what I mean?
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Oh my gosh. It's like yes, it's like it's so grim and dark. So it's really nice to have something lighthearted to look forward to.
Chris in the house
says.
What we do in Shadows is great.
Awesome.
I agree.
Yes, man. Please go back and check out our episode and tell us what you think if we hit all the great spots. And of course, my favorite, the Baron. You know,
the fucking Baron,
where we get to see the great acting of who's our guy, Double A, who's Abe Sapien, and he's
Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. I love Doug Jones. I mean, and again, he obviously flexes with his body and his face or whatever, but he actually gets some comedic lines in here.
Yeah, he actually gets to speak and talk. I mean, move.
The him taking him out to party episode is absolutely my favorite, and it's just fucking hilarious. So if you guys have never seen What We Do in the Shadows
on Hulu,
check it out.
Stream on Hulu.
On Hulu, thank you, Double A, for that. They haven't done the Netflix thing yet, have they? Where they're like. What
No.
household are you in?
No.
The Netflix police and shit.
Yeah, no
so.
kidding. But they actually said it worked for them.
Oh yeah.
So
There you go. And it's funny because Prime made called them out, and so did Blockbuster. You know what I mean?
Oh, Blockbuster.
Blockbuster said, "Oh, back then we didn't care who watched the movie you rented, so long as you rewound it when you brought it back."
Well, you know what's funny though is I saw that documentary right finally like about a few months ago, and they said they had a chance to buy it, Netflix, and they skipped on it. You know, I was like, wow, what could have been?
I mean, I've been with Netflix so long. I used to get the DVDs in the fucking mail.
Same here.
You know what I mean? And I'm like,
I used to get the 3 DVD package deal. I
really?
Think it was.
Yeah.
Because I would rent like 3 at a time.
I would do one. I would just do one, whatever.
I got 3. Yeah, because I was with my wife already by that point, so we wanted to watch. There was like so many movies I wanted her to see.
Yeah.
Old movies, you know.
Pretty crazy, right? Like that we were part of that time.
Yeah. No kidding.
What else? Double A? Was there other big news?
I mean, Flash just came out.
Obviously, next week, guys. If you guys saw it, please, no spoilers for us, whatever. Like I said, Double A saw it, but I haven't yet. But I will this weekend, and we're going to be really excited to talk about
Indiana
that with you guys
Jones
next week.
coming up in 2 weeks.
Indiana Jones coming up. I've
been hearing mixed reviews, kind of on that one, but you know what? I'm gonna watch it, and you know what? I don't really care what anyone says. So.
I'm gonna really try hard to do a rewatch of all of them, including Crystal Skull.
I've been watching them.
Because I barely found out. My girlfriend loves them. She was like, "I love those movies," and I was like, "You don't love anything." I love them.
They're right now. They're on Disney Plus right now, and they are also on Pluto TV if you have them. And I just every time it's on, I'm just like, I leave it. Whether it's Raiders, whether it's Temple of Doom, or Last Crusade, I'm like, man, I fucking love those 3. Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls, I like the ancient alien shit. It's just I think the addition of Shia LaBeouf kind of like killed it.
Yeah, that was no bueno.
I like that he got back with Marion. You know, which I don't even think she's around.
No. Yeah, Indiana Jones will be doing like Bond or whatever. You know,
well, that's the way George Lucas wanted it to be.
Really, like an American
Spielberg
Bond.
wanted him to be like a Bond.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, and Indy has a little bit more humor to him than.
And then it's Harrison Ford.
Right.
On,
yeah,
man.
you gotta have that.
That dude is just loaded with fucking charisma.
And how about Mads Mikkelsen? I mean, we are. This is like a Mads Mikkelsen fan club right here. Like we want that man to get all the roles. Yeah. He could be our Doctor Doom. He could be whoever. You know what I mean?
So I saw that trailer. I saw the Mission Impossible. Man, oh man, that Mission Impossible trailer looks fucking intense. Yeah. I really got to go back and catch up.
Me too.
I stopped at part 2 because I was so fucking pissed at John Woo, because of the over the top action. Yeah. And I thought that just ripped off GoldenEye part 2. That I was kind of like, oh man, this sucks. I never saw 3, and then I heard Ghost Protocols, and when that put his ass back on the map again. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, and then whatever.
I think I got to 3, and I saw it through 3, but
with
then
Philip Seymour Hoffman, right?
Yes, but I didn't get any further because I know there's one with Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, but
Henry Cavill, right? Too.
Henry Cavill, I know for sure.
So I'm like, damn, we missed some good Mission Impossible.
And that's what I'm saying. Like when he came out with part 4, that's the one that everyone was like, holy shit! Like these movies really stepped it up.
And Tom Cruise does always bring the action. I'll give him that. I mean,
the stunts in the trailer I saw in this one was fucking insane. I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I mean, that one where he's going up the cliff on the bike, and then I was like, oh my gosh, that looks sick. I want to see that.
Our buddy Jack told me that was really him.
Yeah, really?
Doing that.
Oh, I believe it because I heard he does a lot of his own stunts.
Yeah, but I was like, fuck.
Joe is in the house. Joe from the Now Watch This
Joe.
podcast. We were just talking about you, but we've been waiting for a new episode of
I was like, what's going on? And now watch this.
Yeah, if you guys ever want something else to watch when you're not watching us or Collecting Weekly, we invite you to go check out our friends over at Now Watch This. They do a great podcast where they watch movies and they talk about it commentary style, and it's a lot of fun. You can hear me on their third episode where we talked about Clerks.
I believe so.
And I'm also on their Mallrats episode.
If you go to their YouTube channel,
I hit the Kevin Smith ones. I hit the Kevin Smith ones for sure.
Go to that last one real quick.
Let me see. Go back to the comments here. Double A says, here we go.
He said, you should see Tom Cruise stunts and eyes wide shut. Crazy stuff.
Definitely some stuff in there. Yeah, actually, he takes it kind of easy in that movie. I think Nicole Kidman had some more tough scenes.
But I heard that movie was like 2 years. Of filming. So,
and they say that Kubrick was notorious for multiple takes, long days.
They said that's why a lot of people they said Harvey Keitel. Yeah. What was he supposed to be in? He was supposed to be in one of the fucking movies, and he he was doing like multiple takes, and they said Harvey Keitel like walked off. He was like, "Oh fuck this," you know, and he just like walked off.
I mean, they say like it's one thing when you're doing a take where it's not good and you go do it again. They would say this is guys doing like 60, 70 takes for no reason. Where you're like, wasn't the last take good? You know, it's like,
there is a documentary I want to see called Room 237 that supposedly like goes into the conspiracy theories about about him doing the space landing and all the science
what's
that you
on?
see. I saw it right now on Pluto.
Ooh, I want to watch
but
that.
It supposedly it's like he gives you so many hints in The Shining that like they're like, yeah, he's the one that really, directed the space landing, and that he got some sort of like deal that if he did this, then they would fund his movies, and that's why he always took so long with his movies, because they're always funded. So that's why he was able to take his time with his films. I'm like, I love conspiracy theories.
Me too. I love them too. I know Joe's a big fan.
I don't believe in a lot of them, but I just like hearing them, because when you actually connect the dots, it's kind of like, fuck.
And I'll say this: Kubrick seemed like he was such a masterful director. I could see him knowing that's out there and then playing to it. He would play to the crowd.
That man is like I'm not a big fan of 2001, but that movie is beautiful.
Oh yeah,
that movie is fucking beautiful.
Yeah,
Full Metal Jacket, great fucking movie. Eyes Wide Shut, great movie.
Yeah,
Spartacus, great movie.
That one I don't think I've seen.
I've seen it. It's really good. That's actually one that actually doesn't have like his hallmarks really.
Yeah, I've actually seen a lot of Barry Lyndon, believe it or not, which I was like, "Whew, this is a."
Clockwork Orange. I mean,
Clockwork Orange is amazing.
Shining.
Yeah. And Full Metal Jacket, even the second half. I know a lot of people turn it off, but even the second half.
It's weird. I'm like, man, I never even knew there was a second half because of my brothers.
No, the second half is amazing too. I mean, like that scene with 8-Ball and getting the sniper. I mean, like that's so brutal. Intense. When they get the sniper, that scene where they kill her, that's intense. I mean, it's very. And then you got to hear the Mickey Mouse song at the end, which is so stark, right? The contrast. You're like, ooh, this is.
It's the duality of man.
The duality of man, sir. Yeah. Corey says, "What are our thoughts on Fast X?"
I gave up on Fast and the Furious.
I don't
a long
know.
Time ago,
I keep thinking I've seen them all because they seem the same, but then every time I say the last one I saw was this, somebody's like, that was like 5 movies ago. I'm like,
no, I gave up on that series.
I missed the Cena one. I missed. I definitely missed the Cena one.
I only saw like 1 through 6.
I saw a little bit of Hobbs and Shaw.
I actually only saw 1 through 5.
Yeah,
and that was it. It was like, eh.
I mean, at this point,
when you're buddies with Jason Statham, who's supposed to be the villain, I'm like, okay,
right. And then every time you get a new villain, then they become your friend. Because then Cena was a villain, and now Cena's a friend. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. If you just tried to kill me and my family a little while ago, once again, the Frank Castle theory is like, I don't think so, buddy. Yeah. You're done. So we do want to get Joe to watch the Fast movies, though.
Joe goes, Jerry said to not watch this was his favorite guest spot. Awesome.
There you go. There you go. Very nice.
Joe says also, oh yeah, I heard about that. I've heard that about him. Double A, I guess multiple takes.
Oh, right. Yeah, a Kubrick, yeah.
Full Metal Jacket, Irwin says.
Excellent film right there, man. I'm telling you.
That's why I like John Turturro's character in the Transformers movies, because of his conspiracy theories.
Yeah, Joe's a huge conspiracy theorist.
I've only seen Tokyo Drift.
It's just, one of the ones it took me a long time to see that one or whatever. So, again, I didn't realize that there was the Continuum was out, but I actually the first one multiple times. Fast and
First one is really good. First one is really, really good.
Remember they were saying they wanted someone to sit through all of them and they'd pay you like X amount of dollars. I'm like, I would have sat through them for money. I mean, like, no doubt. You're going to pay me? I'm there for it. What do you think, Double A? Without further ado, should we get into it? Oh, here we go.
Joe says, I saw Hobbs and Shaw because they had the tribal chief.
Oh, is that The Rock? You're referring to The Rock? I think that's the only tribal chief I acknowledge is Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Damn. So sad for his show being canceled.
Young Rock got
canceled.
Talked
about that last week.
Yes. And Gotham Knights got canceled. I don't know if anybody saw that. It was supposed to. What was Gotham Knights supposed to be about?
I don't know, but it was not the plot from the game, which was a cool plot.
Where there's no Batman.
Batman dies. No, and they're like a youth. I didn't see any costumes. I didn't see anything that looked superheroes. But like
anybody saw Gotham Knights? I mean, tell us what that was about. I mean, it got canceled.
Superman Lois got renewed,
but,
which rightfully so.
It's shorter, I think. I don't think
less
it's
episodes?
that many episodes.
That's fine. That's fine with me. I mean, like, I'm trying to catch up on season 3 right now, but it's been really, really great. That's a great show.
It's kind of like, man, CW's like kind of really, really cutting the fucking DC ties big time. I don't know why. I'm like, I think DC's the only thing that's saving that fucking channel.
Well, you know what I heard recently too is that, and maybe there's something about this, is because maybe they're getting rights or something like that back, DC and Max and Warner Brothers. Okay. Because I just heard that
they're doing like Marvel. They kind of want to get all their
everything
shit back
in one
together.
under one roof. Because I heard that Submariner and Hulk rights just went back to Marvel, which is kind of exciting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, because who had Universal?
I think Universal had it. Yeah, it was a weird.
So now Spider-Man's the only one they really need, and Sony's never gonna give that shit up, ever.
Well, again, Disney acts like they're broke, so I'm like, cough up some billions,
Sam, honestly, I don't think it matters the money. I don't think Sony is gonna let that go. I think Spider-Man's probably the only, probably that and Fast and the Furious is probably the only thing keeping Sony going. Honestly, I mean, what the Spider-Man No Way Home made. Like almost $2 billion. Well, this one, Beyond the Spider-Verse, is already making a shitload of money.
Across the Spider-Verse, but beyond.
I'm sorry.
That too.
I mean, they're not gonna let that go. And then they got Craven coming up. They got another Venom movie coming up. They already did Morbius. I mean, they're really trying hard. They're milking the Spider-Man. For all he's worth. You know? And they're doing. I mean, they've done a really good job.
If you got the top guy, I mean, it's like you're never.
That's
the
thing, man. It's like that's the top guy. That's what fucking sucks.
Corey says quickly. He says it's the same, but Momoa was hilarious as a villain. Very different than the serious villains. Okay, interesting to hear that about it. And then Joe says, "Gonna go watch Flash in a while, but I'm hanging with y'all today. Thanks so much.
You're gonna love it, Joe.
Joe, did you get to see Rise of the Beast? Let us know." Let's see. Corey also says, Hulk now back with Marvel. Great to hear. I mean, I don't think it needs a solo film, but good to know they have it.
Which I saw that Edward Norton is coming, or it's already there.
Oh, really? Great.
It's supposed to be
in the Legacy, right, or whatever they call it. The Legacy. Is awesome. And then Chris says, to be fair, Sony makes the money from electronics. Sure. The movie divisions, Spider-Man makes the money.
Spider-Man has to be that money maker for them when it comes to the fucking movie studio.
I mean,
you bought it for. I think I heard they bought the rights for Spider-Man for $7 million. They've already made that back on the first Spider-Man movie. Yeah, and then everything else has just been profit.
Again, as terrible as their other attempts have been, their success with these animated ones, the Miles story has been.
Two ones with Miles have been fucking great.
Yeah.
And then even the Garfield ones, I think both made like $700 million a piece.
Oh, and I'm sure he got a research off of No Way Home.
Yeah,
so
and then those Tom Holland movies have just almost been all $1 billion movies.
And the way that finished, it almost sets us up for like a solo Spider-Man movie. But then, if Sony does it, it's kind of like...
And then the Venom movies have just got to be a plus. I mean, making $800 million on both...
Yeah, though not well received by fans.
No, not received. But I mean, $800 million. You know, I mean,
my nephew likes them both.
That's what I'm
saying. He rewatches the first Venom all the time.
The first one's all right.
Again, I think if you're playing to that crowd of PG-13, then maybe you've got something there.
I mean,
maybe
honestly,
that's their whole thing.
I think their only miss so far has been the Morbius movie. I think that's really been the only miss, really.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Joe says, yes, he saw Rise. Great to know, Joe. And then he says, Holland can't have that many Spideys left. I don't know. The guy looks young.
Well, of course, he says he's taking a break.
Right.
Which I'm like, all right.
Once he blows through that cash on drugs and hookers, I'm sure he'll be back to put the spider suit on.
I mean, he's young enough where he can keep doing Spider-Man for so long.
Not only that, but I'm like, be careful, buddy, because Timothy Chalamet's waiting in the wings, and that motherfucker would be a great Peter Parker, I think. So
he's after his woman, now after his robe.
Yeah, damn, I didn't know he was up to that.
Damn, man.
Dang.
Fucking prick.
I've been seeing, I was seeing Zendaya today in the, we were walking through the mall, me and my lady, because we were looking for Father's Day gifts, and she was, I guess, a model for a bunch of the perfumes or whatever, and I was like, damn, she didn't look like that in Spider-Verse. The Spider-Man movies,
she looks like
the Homecoming movies. I'm like, man, they really.
I hate the way they make her look.
Yeah, I was like, she even looks
like they just have
good
never,
in Euphoria.
They have just never done Mary Jane right.
No.
In these fucking movies.
No. Gwen Stacy's been done right.
She has been done perfect. Like, I fell in love with Emma Stone. With her doing Gwen Stacy. I mean, man,
I'm in love with the animated one.
That was perfect.
I'm in love with Haley Steinfeld in that Gwen.
That one too. Bro, he has Zendaya.
Dang, I know. Does he though? Timothy Chalamet is out there. Fucking freak. All right, guys. Tonight we want to talk with you guys. It's been 40 minutes here. We've been bullshitting with y'all. We want to thank all of you guys that are still here hanging out with us. But tonight, the reason why we're here, what we want to talk about with y'all, is that we saw Rise of the Beasts, the Transformers. Me and Double A are 80s kids. We are fans of the property. I got my Autobots shirt on here right now.
Love
it's all about Optimus Prime, right? Double A?
I love Optimus Prime. I think I said on our 80 show, if we had a choice of leader to follow, who would we follow? I'm pretty damn sure I picked Optimus.
Great leader.
Yeah.
Great leader. It's like Captain America, Optimus Prime.
Well, if you're talking about just like the 80s, if you're talking about like
If
Duke,
you're
talking about
definitely.
He-Man, Optimus Prime, Lion-O,
Brave Star.
I mean, man, I have to go Optimus. That guy.
I lost my Quicksilver from Silverhawks.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to go with Prime. I mean,
Yeah, man, he's gonna put his life on the line for you, man. He gives those great speeches,
and he's like no nonsense, and you feel like he's not afraid to pull the trigger. Also, just what is it? Not one for all. Till all are one.
Yes,
till all are one. I mean, like, damn, that voice. You know what I mean? So Peter Cullen, right?
Peter Cullen,
man.
Dude, gives me fucking goosebumps every time I hear his voice.
Dude,
especially when he would do the narration, like when he would do Voltron.
Oh, yeah. Dude, the greatest thing Jerry Bruckheimer gave to us was being like, we're gonna keep this voice. Can you imagine that, Double A? They could have probably got anybody, and he's like, nah, it's gotta be this.
They've given Peter Cullen 16 years of work with these movies, so I mean,
Double A, I didn't even realize there was that many fucking movies. I completely had lost track. I was like,
wow, yeah.
I was like, I saw part 1, I saw part 2, and then I was like,
I saw 3 because they got rid of Megan Fox.
And they brought the other babe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then after that, it was Age of Extinction, which I've not seen.
Didn't see that one.
Did not see the last night.
Did not
see Bumblebee.
Didn't see that one.
So
yeah. And there wasn't there also like Dark of the Moon, or is that part 2?
That's part 2.
Okay. And then
no.
else?
Part 2. That's part 3. Revenge of the Fallen.
Revenge of the Fallen.
I think it's part 2.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I was dealing with that shit like Megatron.
And honestly,
like,
I had kind of given up. I was kind of like, I'm done. You want to get to these?
Yeah. Go ahead. No, I want to hear
Go to Joe. Right there.
Anthony says.
Joe goes, Anthony Caruso, Chuck's trying to make a run at Hal.
Oh, there we go. At Haley Steinfeld.
And Facebook user says, I just watched
Facebook user, identify yourself. Tell us who you are. I want to know who you are. Anthony says, what?
Says, why? How did he make a run at Hal?
Sounds like about Timothy Chalamet.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
And then we have Facebook user
says,
is this live? Yes, we are live.
With mistakes and everything.
No
glitches.
Cuts, no edits. It will just be this and that's it. So very, very live.
Chris says, I hope they CGI his voice like they did the voice actor for Darth Vader.
Darth Vader. And then
Peter Cullen is up there with Kevin Conroy. Yeah, that owned the character. Yeah. You can't have Optimus without fucking Peter Cullen. I told CM I really don't even want to see a Batman cartoon without Kevin Conroy's voice. And Joe says, no, Anthony's talking about you, Charles.
Me making a run at Haley Steinfeld.
He's going to go meet her next month.
I just like Gwen, you know what I mean? But yeah, all right. I mean, yeah, she will be here in San Antonio, Anthony. So
dark.
You never,
Dark.
And then sorry, I missed that one. We missed
Darth Vader.
Did I get it all?
Darth Vader.
I think I got it all.
No, Chris meant Darth.
Okay, yeah. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Because I know there was that fucking... What was his name, CM? The store manager that had that YouTube channel.
Chad Vader. Chad Vader. Yeah, Day Shift Manager. Yeah, that's a great series. Old school series.
And I actually think he got picked up to do video games.
No real shit.
As the voice of Vader.
That's insane.
Yeah.
He sounded pretty good.
Facebook user says, I want Grimlock.
Oh, yeah. Grimlock was great. Love Grimlock.
And Joe says, don't tell Jess, Joe.
Here we go.
Anthony got a big one.
Here's a big one. Anthony says,
do you think that nostalgia is sometimes a detriment? Example, Michael Keaton as Batman, Peter Cullen as Optimus. People who rightfully adore Christopher Reeves. These characters are bigger and more iconic than one character. And eventually they'll be recast and keep being more recast. I get we all have our favorite iterations and actors and performances, but do we sometimes not enjoy newer iterations because we're always complaining that the past rather than judging them on their own merit, comparing them to the past rather than judging them on their own merits? Now,
this is a great question.
Now with
Anthony.
DC, obviously they've changed up the voices so much.
Yeah.
Honestly, Superman has been voiced by so many fucking people.
Right.
Batman has even been voiced. Kevin Conroy hasn't always done all the voices. I mean, sometimes it can be, I don't know, For me, it's gonna be weird. Kevin Conroy just did the damn job for 30 years almost.
Yeah.
Of being Batman.
And I'm gonna leave this up because I think Anthony doesn't mean not only that AA, but also like us that are from the Reeves era. We're also gonna Reeve era. We're always gonna compare anyone that plays Superman to Christopher Reeve.
It's just because that's just a standard he set. Now, if he had started off at Superman like Part 3,
Yeah.
then yeah, no.
And I don't think that nostalgia is necessarily a detriment, Anthony,
No.
because
because
it's almost like what Tarantino said, right? He's like, Marvel doesn't make stars; they're
they're
building
basing
off the characters.
you're watching this because it's Captain America movie, not
Sure.
a Chris Evans movie.
Sure,
That's
sure.
what he's saying, which I get.
Right, but not everybody read those comics, Quentin, and like not everybody is a comic book fan. I mean, like we loved comics growing up, but I mean, like I didn't read a shit ton. I didn't read any Iron Man. I could tell you that straight up. I told AA, I was like, I was not a fan of for no reason whatsoever, but I just didn't read Black Panther comics. But boy, do I love that fucking movie, and do I love Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa or whatever. You know what I mean? Like it's a great character. It's a great story.
You're just always gonna have your favorite. I mean, it's our nature. We're just always gonna have our favorite.
Yeah, and I with Batman, I bounce around because it's like, yes, I love Michael Keaton, but I'm like, I cannot deny what Nolan did with that trilogy. I mean, like that is one of the solidest trilogies in all of film. Period.
And that's the thing, though. I was like, I love those movies. They're probably my favorite Batman movies. But Christian Bale is not my favorite Batman.
Agree.
Like,
but they're three really well done.
I'm probably going to get
movies.
a lot of hate right now, but I actually like Ben Affleck a lot as Batman.
I think Ben Affleck is a pretty solid Batman,
especially
too.
after seeing him in The Flash. I'm like, man, he's really good.
Damn it, I can't say that yet.
No, but I'm really going to miss him because he's not going to be in there anymore. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be. I don't think James Gunn is fucking using it. Have you heard anything, right? Like, he's gone, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
And I will say this. I was really endeared to his Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne reminded me a lot of Batman the Animated Series.
That's what I'm saying.
Who was one of my favorite Batmans.
Like I said, I've never had a problem with his Matt Murdock. I've never had a problem with his Daredevil. Mm-hmm. Sure, the movie's bad, but I've never had a problem with him being Daredevil,
Lots of comments rolling in. Facebook user, please tell us your name. Says, shout out from Phoenix, Arizona. We appreciate that, man. We didn't know we were getting one in Phoenix. So that's really cool. Joe
Racist,
says,
not
wow.
reading Black Panther.
Okay. All right. Hey, Joe, Black Panther eats pizza. We eat pizza.
Anthony says, thank you for Affleck. I like Ben Affleck.
No problem with Ben Affleck
I have
here.
no problem with Ben Affleck.
The jaw,
he
kind of looked the most like Batman.
I mean, like him. He walks around with the strut. He walks around like he knows he's the shit.
And the only thing I wish is that, man, we would have got a scene like in the town when you see Ben Affleck working out. I'm like, that's fucking how Batman looks. You know what I mean? Like that guy's fucking shredded. You know what I mean? So there's that. Fuck, I forget how to do this. There we go.
Right there.
Okay, here we go. Corey says,
in response to Anthony, I feel the story is written right, and new actresses do a good job at acting. I can look at past original actresses.
I think that's a great assertion, Corey. I agree. I mean, like, again, I liked Henry Cavill as Superman. I mean, I'm enjoying Tyler Hoechlin as Superman right now.
Now, I've loved him as Superman, but I did not love the Superman movie too much. Like, there's parts of Man of Steel I love, but there's a lot of parts, too, I fast forward. Right. But I loved his Superman.
Yeah.
I loved how they used him at certain times,
Yeah.
But Christopher Reeve just right now has the two best Superman movies, 1 and 2.
When we talk about the Punisher too, whatever, it's like I think there's things that other guys maybe did right. I mean, obviously Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. But I mean, like, John Bernthal really hit it out of the park or whatever. That, for me,
has so far been the best iteration of the character.
But a lot of it is about the story, though, because that Punisher that John Bernthal isn't like the best Punisher in the comics, who we would say is Garth Ennis. I think we both agree. And that Punisher is probably more like the Ray Stevenson Punisher. You know what I mean? So what else we got here?
Punisher says, Keaton is my Batman.
No problem with that.
For a long time, for a lot of people, he's great.
Our friend that's here right now, Joe, from his podcast, now, just him and his podcast partner split on the best Batman, because Lucky's not a big fan of the Baleverse.
Like I said, I'm not a big fan of his Batman.
Right.
But I love those Batman movies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And again, I think we said this before. It's like, I kind of feel like Nolan made them villain stories. Like except the first one begins as like an origin, which you don't really need that much, whatever. But
it was cool to finally actually get a Batman movie.
Yes.
Like a Batman movie.
Right.
By that point, you already had 4 and none of them were about him.
Yeah.
What I mean?
Exactly.
So,
totally.
Joe says, fuck yeah, AA Affleck was the bomb in Batman.
I've
always loved him. I've never had a problem. I don't know what the problem was with him.
Absolute Irwin says,
with DC, they do have other voice actors that they handle. Joker. Mark Hamill's top tier, but there are others that can do it well, like D. Bradley Baker. Cool?
Yeah, no, and I agree too. I think that we all kind of maybe like Anthony was saying, eventually Mark Hamill is like the only voice you can hear as Joker. But I mean, other people get it right too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that role, I mean, we talked about that, a couple weeks ago? 1 week, 2 weeks ago, about how like, here's a role that's been embodied many times, and it's really the character that brings you to see it, because you're almost like, what level of madness is he at here, or whatever. And hell, even the comics is kind of played on that with the Three Jokers.
It's really different.
Go listen to our Three Jokers episode. What do we got next
Anthony,
here?
he said, what are the odds we get Affleck return as Murdoch in a supporting cameo role in Secret Wars?
Yikes.
Man,
I would say slim to
do
none.
it. When I say do it, you have this. Right, Tim? You have it. Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
And Anthony agrees with Corey regarding, if it's done right, you can move on. I feel like I can, because obviously guys get older and it's just going to happen. I mean, like, hell, sadly for us that we're fans of Reeve or whatever, it's like, by 3 and 4, you're not seeing the best Christopher Reeve.
Daredevil was made in 03. How many people from that time to this time would probably pop if Affleck came out?
Oh, right.
As Daredevil?
Absolutely.
I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
That's what we're seeing, Double A, is that like the people and the critics of that time are different now, and now we've aged up and we're like, that wasn't that bad.
Look how long Charlie Cox had been gone, from 2018 to 2022, and that fucking response he got. I mean,
or the whole resurgence of love for Man of Steel or whatever. You know what I mean? So that was like a whole thing, which we were like, okay, like we never said it was terrible. You know what I mean? It's just like now you're back.
Erwin says 100% Double A, great casting, just not the page to film soups we wanted for Cavill.
Agreed.
And it should have been more. It should have been so much better.
The man had the look. The man had the acting chops. So there was that.
Man of Steel, what I loved from Man of Steel is the beginning. I love that whole Krypton part. But I can kind of fast forward the part where he's like going job to job.
Wandering the countryside. Yeah,
love the battle scenes. Man, him and, the chick that, I know that her name's not Ursa in the film. I know it's from the old one, but man, that one, him and Zod, God, like, man, that's amazing looking.
Him learning to fly is pretty.
That part too. When he goes to the fortress, and he's talking to Jor-El, and he's learning how to fly. I'm like, man, that was great too. But there's other parts that I just fast forward too fucking much. Yeah, I loved how they use him sparingly in the following films, because I think that's what you need to do with Superman. You need to use him sparingly for those films. You pop him up like what he did with Steppenwolf. He's fucking kicking everyone's ass. Superman just fucking comes in there and just beats his fucking ass like
which
nothing.
that scene, the way he handles Steppenwolf then is like Luke Mandalorian season 2 destroying those Death Troopers. Yeah. It's like that's what you want to see. That's Superman. There is no question about his power. It's just gonna be he's gonna just take you apart. You know what I mean? So love that. Let me move up here. Then we got Joe saying
I think he's joking here.
He says Lucky loves Bale. We know otherwise.
Anthony says if we can tell Bale's Wayne, Keaton's Batman, Affleck's costume look, that's the perfect Batman right there.
Oh yeah. We got to mix in some Kevin Conroy there somewhere. Did we say Kevin Conroy?
What about Clooney, man? Clooney had the style.
Yay!
Yeah, he had style though as Bruce
Definitely
Wayne.
A true life playboy, George Clooney right there. Conroy's voice though. See, there you go.
That's the thing.
That. At least his Bat voice.
That's the
his
fucking
Batman
thing.
voice. You know what I mean? Which his Bruce Wayne wasn't bad. Then Anthony
says if Reeves was still alive today, healthy, do you think he would have been his Superman in the Flash instead of Sasha Calle's Supergirl? I feel like it would have been too tempting not to put Keaton and Reeves together. Shit.
I'm telling you, I
would have been too hard. I think Christopher Reeves would have jumped at this fucking renewal that he's been having. People still love that man.
One of my favorite images on the internet is the one, and that's the whole internet, is the one where they have mocked up Christopher Reeve to look like Kingdom Come Superman. Ooh. I mean, I was like, man, my heart breaks for the multiverse where that exists, because that would be amazing. And yeah, I do think that you're absolutely right, Anthony. I mean, like,
they would have called Reeves.
That's what you
do. For sure.
I mean,
they would have called Christopher Reeves to do all these kind of things, for sure.
But it might have put a nail in the coffin for James Gunn, because, I mean, like, people are going to want that. I mean, like, right there, I'm like, give me my Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton Kingdom Come movie. Get it going. Get it going. Because you know what? Even our girl Wonder Woman didn't look that bad in her cameo in the Wonder Woman movie.
Linda
Carter. Yeah. So I'm like, we could do this. We could get this. We could get this going. Whatever. Bring back the guy that played Flash in the old show, the '90s show. I mean, we've seen those images. You know what I mean? So it's like, hey, I'm all for it. You know. Anthony also says, my favorite part of Man of Steel. You think you can threaten my mother? And he's beating the shit out of his eye. Yeah. Oh yeah. Super great. Yeah. Love that. Joe says, you will join them in the sun, Khalil. Absolutely. I love that, man. That's my absolute favorite. Here we go.
Z78 says, I'm a really good lawyer.
I'm a really good lawyer, yes. Yeah, it catches the break. Which shocked, great Tom Holland acting too, where he's like, oh, what kind of lawyer are you? Yeah, of course.
Hey, y'all hear that apparently Margot Robbie's going to play Susan Storm in F4.
Well, actually,
we're taking it with a grain of salt. Yeah. I mean, that'd be awesome, but we're taking it with a grain of salt right now.
Because I even heard that talks with Adam Driver fell apart already for Mr. Fantastic. Okay. So
if
anyone
has, probably be happy to one of our Friday Night Faithful members.
Dave Maynard or whatever, who is a former guest of Now Watch This.
Yeah,
very anti-Driver. Yeah. Did he see the one about the marriage story or whatever? He's excellent in that movie.
Oh man, I love Adam Driver. That's why I always cast it.
And he's great in what's the one? The Black Klansman. He's great in Black Klansman.
He's fucking funny in Black
Klansman. Come on, Dave Maynard. Give a little love to Adam Driver here.
Hey, didn't he look like the Skeletor that I had posted? I mean, didn't he look like him?
Yeah, Kildor. Yeah. Come on. And now we're a full hour without having talked about
Rise of the Beast. Haven't talked about Transformers. Okay, we're trying to get there.
Let's get to this damn movie. All right, guys. Did you guys watch Rise of the Beast? And if you did, spoilers are coming right now. We're going to spoil the shit out of this movie.
So, I told CM, I honestly would have passed on this until we're watching an NBA game. And we're at my buddy's house. And, I finally saw the trailer. Just saw it just out of the blue. And I saw Unicron was going to be there, and I was like, holy shit. Unicron is going to be in this Transformers movie. Like, full version. Like, they showed him in his planet fucking form.
Yeah.
In the trailer. And I was like, holy shit, I got to see this movie.
And where do we know Unicron from, AA?
The Transformers animated movie from 1986.
Transformers, the movie. Man, it even says it. That's what it's called, Transformers, the movie. And it's true, so it is the movie. 1986, iconic, voiced by Orson Welles. I mean, this thing scared the shit out of me. I was like, holy shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I got to be honest, I think I'd seen the trailers, but I was kind of like, I didn't watch Beast Wars.
I didn't either, but man, it kind of makes me wish I did after I saw this movie.
Two things got me wanting to go to this movie. Number one, AA was your suggestion that I'm going to go see it because it's got Unicron. Yeah. And I was like, okay, there. But number two, my mom loves the Transformers. She loves all the movies. Yeah. She thinks the movies are great. She just loves the robots. She gets into the comedy of the little weird creatures that are the little weird robots that are kind of put in for comedy.
Yeah,
and
I was like, your mom loving that.
And my mom was like, I want to go to the movies to see that. And I said, okay, if you want to go to the movies to see it, I'll go. I said, even if it's just me and you go, Mom, we'll go. And almost the whole family went, not my dad. And not everybody enjoyed it.
Really?
Yeah, Jess's youngest son fell asleep during a little bit of it.
Wow. Okay.
My nephew, who's got a new phone for his birthday, goes under a blanket at one point to get on the phone. And I was a little bit like, but my mom, myself, my sister, and my girlfriend, we all really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed it a lot. For what it is. Trust me, it's not fucking Tarantino movie.
No.
It's not a Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
But for Transformers on the live action, I thought it was real good.
No.
You want to get to acting?
Definitely. Yes, but let's hit up this first. Joe says, like Driver on SNL, who is excellent as the
undercover boss.
The undercover boss. I loved that. That says Chuck doing a trans movie is so woke. Exactly, and we try to. It is LGBTQ month, right?
All right. Anthony Caruso says, "Here's a random question. Since you mentioned Clooney before, who, by the way, I think was a great Bruce. That's what I always said. I always said he's the best Bruce Wayne because he knows how to do it,
and he has some of the best one-liners. My dad always says My dad always says, "This is why Superman works alone."
Honestly, CM. Honestly, if they had just had a better fucking script, Clooney is not bad. We've seen him in movies where he's really fucking good in action movies.
Yeah, and we know that Schumacher's not bad either.
It was just that fucking, they wanted to put that style in. You saw it in Batman Forever. And then they really pushed their heart in Batman and Robin.
I think we spent a lot of years blaming Joel Schumacher, but I think I think the studio had a lot to do with that.
That was fucking stupid.
That was not, because Joel Schumacher's a great director. He is. I mean, The Lost Boys, I think he could have done something very cool and different with it, but I think they were under. We always feel like these certain properties have a lot of hands in them.
I think actually that's what maybe Anthony said. He goes, He goes, the stuff with Alfred was strong in that movie. Yes, remember when Alfred's almost done.
Yeah.
Had WB make the exact same Batman and Robin movie, but advertise it as a direct sequel adaptation to the 60s Adam West TV show, would it have done better? Because I feel like it's enjoyable and great if it's viewed as an adaptation of that show. Sorry, couldn't get this in before
that's okay.
Started the transfer.
Anthony, no need to apologize, brother.
Don't apologize.
Great commentary.
Like, honestly, the script, if it was just stronger, I bet you we would be talking about Clooney in a different way. If they got rid of all the cheese, if they had like a Tim Burton kind of style, Clooney's not bad. Clooney is fucking a really good actor.
You met my sister's friend Arlene, right?
No.
Okay, my sister, she just posted a pic the other day. She's oftentimes comes to John Roxanne's parties.
Okay.
She just posted it. She goes, about to watch a classic. And I see this screenshot, and it's the Mr. Freeze. Was that Batman and Robin?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Batman and Robin. Okay. And I was like, okay, she's a little bit younger. And I'm like, my sister says she always quotes the Arnold lines from that. She's like, it's funny. She's like, she likes it. It's tongue in cheek, like Anthony said.
Again,
like
if,
the '60s.
If you're watching the '60s, but for us who had just got off the Batman the animated series, like really, you're fucking making Mr. Freeze like this? Like you ruined that fucking character that they had just rebuilt. Yeah, rebuilt into a fucking from his like D level villain to like an A level Rose Gallery villain. Yeah, and you went back to that shit again.
How about that? They're still landing people like Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman, hot off of Pulp Fiction.
And like Alicia Silverstone, who was super hot at that time.
Off of Clueless. Yeah, so there's that. But you're right. You're absolutely right, Anthony. It wasn't promoted properly. And if they would have even put Clooney, imagine this, they put Clooney in a blue and gray suit. Oh, man. People would have been like, oh, shit. Give him short ears. It was.
Look at Three Kings, how he does in Three Kings.
Great.
He's fucking great.
He's actually pretty great in Peacemaker, too.
Peacemaker is a fucking fantastic
underrated movie. I mean,
Michael Clayton.
That one I haven't seen, but I hear nothing but great things. Syriana.
I heard. What's the one he did with Jennifer Lopez?
Out of Sight is
Out of Sight.
It's Out of Sight. It's an excellent movie. Exactly. He's wonderur in that.
Exactly. So
what's the other one?
If you would have just given him a better script.
Soggy Bottom Boys. Why can't I think of that movie right now? Y'all know what I'm talking about.
The prison one, right? The Odyssey one.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
A couple of drinks, guys. That'll do it for you, right?
No,
there.
I totally forgot that. If any of you guys remember, it's the one where
they In Constant Sorrow.
Yeah, the one where they escape prison. It's supposed to be like the Odyssey. It's let me look it up.
Sorry, I know it's driving me nuts right now.
I'll look it up real quick.
I'm gonna keep going comments, but no, Anthony, you're absolutely right. I think that would have been a wonderful thing. Almost marketed as a reboot, something new, and I think that it has a much different response. I 100% agree. Anthony says Transformers.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Brother, where art thou? Damn, I can't think of that. He says, I told you they were crossing over with. There it go. Well, there you go. Spoiler alert. Whatever. He says, can't wait for the next one. No. Yeah, and that's what I think Corey was alluding to earlier, and he talked about in our group, which I don't know how many people had seen it yet, but that's huge. That's huge. And we mentioned it on our show last week.
I'm wondering how they're going to do that.
I mean,
we'll get into it right now.
Seems like a natural 80s connection. I love that. It's connecting two huge 80s properties. And again, if you feel like...
I'm really glad Marvel finally did the whole connected universe, because now everyone wants to do it now, finally.
And even if you felt like, man, maybe this franchise is floundering or whatever, it's like this.
And then I read Robert Kirkman is working on the comics
right now. Right?
So,
is that right?
Yeah.
And our good friend, Alfred, he's just got an interview. The show that he was doing with.
So good on you, Alfred.
Good on you, Alfred. Congrats on that.
They should have played You Got the Touch.
Absolutely. Always.
Have y'all heard about the Schumacher cut? I only heard it because apparently Kevin Smith has a version.
Yeah, and I actually heard you talk about it, Joseph.
He just played.
I want to see that. If we want to see that, I want to see this. Batman Forever. I heard that. Yeah. And no nipples. That's right.
See, it's stupid shit like that. Honestly, the nipple thing. It's stupid shit like that. Really. Thank you, Joe. It's stupid shit like that really, I think, fucked up Clooney. Because Clooney, again, has shown that, man, that dude is really good. From Dusk Till Dawn.
It's outstanding.
Shit.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe we need Tarantino to direct Batman.
Or just someone that wasn't just playing to, hey, let's go Adam West style.
Yeah.
Movies.
Yeah. What about Robert Rodriguez? He did Sin City and made the first one good.
And he's done Mandalorian, or not Mandalorian, but he did Boba Fett. He's got the style going, So.
I think that there could be something there.
Okay.
But all great stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we went into right now Double A little bit before that conversation, which was great, Anthony. Thank you for the commentary, man. Because
we love talking about this, man. We love
pieces.
talking about this shit.
No, totally, yeah. Anthony says here.
I think people definitely warned the Clooney over the years, given the receptions to. Well, he's kind of.
It's okay.
I don't know. I don't know if people have warmed up Anthony. Honestly, I still hear nothing but bad stuff about Batman and Robin.
But I also think too, Double A, that we live in a time now where it's like you haven't revisited something in a long time. You know, what
maybe
I mean?
it's just because because of all those movies we just named,
right?
That people are kind of looking back at it like.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe George Clooney wasn't that bad.
I just said I haven't seen Crystal Skull in a while, but I'd be willing to rewatch it if I was doing a rewatch of all the Indiana Joneses.
It's fine, but man, it's still kind of like. Go to the Irwin one.
Let's hear it. Transformers and Joe's fire.
I just don't have faith that they will never. I'm a little worried about it too, but if this is supposed to be the first part of a trilogy, and maybe they team up to take on UNICRON, hey. I mean,
interesting.
That'd be pretty damn cool.
And what do you think, Double A? Do you call The Rock? Do you bring back Ray Park?
I would really love Roadblock. I would really love him to come back as Snake Eyes.
I feel like if Rock wants to do Roadblock again, I mean, he's huge.
Get Duke. Don't kill him off. Get Duke.
Yeah.
Get Duke back. Get
and
Flint back.
Who has played Duke? Was it
Channing Tatum?
Channing Tatum.
Which he did a way better job in part 2 than he did in part 1.
Yeah.
Get him back.
And again, I will say this, for the costumes, at least, as the way like Snake Eyes looked, it looked amazing. They nailed that. It looked so badass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I mean, again, not that there's that much to it. I mean, but you want it to look cool, and it definitely fucking looked cool. So there's that. And again, I think maybe in the comics, did they ever do anything in the comics? I'm sure they definitely did. Because I feel like every 80s property has met up in the comics in some way. Terminator's met RoboCop, and, Aliens met Predator.
And again, if you haven't seen it, or you have seen it, that's what happens at the end. It's not a post-credit scene or anything. The main character, gets invited to be a security when he's actually being invited to join G.I. Joe.
Spoilers, yeah, exactly, yeah. And again, like I said, Hasbro, too, this is two of their main properties. Again, when we did our 80s episode about 80s tunes, we talked about, who like the big 3 probably were, or big 4, or a Mount Rushmore of 80s, cartoons. And it was definitely Transformers and G.I. Joe were on there, whatever. Yeah. Then it's a debate whether is it He-Man, is it,
How many people say, and knowing is half the battle. Just
exactly. Yeah, it's a whole piece of our friend Jerry Davola's podcast.
Or Autobots roll out.
Exactly.
You know how many magnets I've seen on people's cars of the Autobot logo or the Decepticon logo? I mean,
yeah,
people still have that shit.
If you want to know what the other half of knowing is half the battle is, go check out Jerry D's podcast, Totally Rad Christmas. And if you loved our friend Anthony Caruso's commentary here, go check out his podcast, Tis the Podcast. Really, really excellent show. Again, these guys keep Christmas alive 365 days a year. All the time. But I'm sure they enjoy a little separation and talking about the other thing they love.
Yeah, for sure.
What else here?
Joe, up there.
Right here?
No.
One more?
He goes, thank you, Anthony. They love talking Batman. You know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie, Joe. Seeing Batman in the Flash movie makes me love Batman when it's a live action movie, when it's a cartoon.
Oh, I have always said that live action Batman is fine with me because
that's fucking great.
Yeah, and I love animated Batman.
I legit was coming in my pants when I saw those Batman scenes.
Well, Batman the animated series, Batman.
Well, in the Flash, and that.
Oh,
too,
right, yeah.
So I mean, it's just it. I just don't like how they make him in the comics where.
Some of those DC movies
where he can really take out Darkseid.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, they should not even be in the same room together.
Right. And he should always have respect for Superman all the time.
And that too. Yeah, come on, man. That's your fucking Babe Ruth.
Yeah, exactly.
Batman and Robin is...
Great way of putting that.
Batman and Robin is Lucky's legit favorite.
I mean...
That's right. That's true, right.
Yeah. I think so. For a long time, I liked Superman 3 the best. I was like, again, we talked about this.
I liked Superman 4 when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because he was going up against someone strong.
And these guys talked about it in their Rocky episode, that for the long time when you were a kid, you liked Rocky 4 the best. I was like, it kind of plays to the younger audience, so that's why you like it. Absolutely, Erwin says.
New cast for the Joes. They need to do strong ensemble cast for the Joe team. Maybe get some of the Top Gun cast to do Joes, and casting the Cobras will be another story.
I'm fine with it. I did love the way that Cobra Commander looked in, what was it, the second one? Where they finally gave him the regular suit.
Yeah, he looked
that
a little
first
better.
Cobra Commander blew balls. I was like,
Which
what
was
the
supposed
fuck
to be
is this?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, but it just, like,
I
the
know, it
costume
sucked.
sucked. Now, when they went classic in the next one, I was like,
it looked cool.
Oh, that looks cool.
Like, I always liked the Storm Shadow, too, in the Joe movies.
Yeah.
That dude, I forget his name, but he did a really good job, and that suit was really badass.
Oh, no, but Erwin, I agree with you. You know, you're doing something new. Okay, bring in new flavors.
But it
Now we're
would help to get the
establishing
Rock,
it.
though, right? I mean, star power. I mean, his
I don't know,
roadblock wasn't bad.
yeah.
His roadblock was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Honestly,
I
I really enjoyed him in Retaliation.
I'd be fine with them going, you know, either way. And again, Erwin, I think kind of what we're talking about right here is like, are we capitalizing on like nostalgia factor, or are we moving forward? I mean, like, you know, again, I think it would be interesting. Either way, I think it'd be interesting. Either way, maybe you could get a stronger cast, you know, stronger casting for it, and
I
you
think
deal
you
with
will.
a new
You
franchise.
get the bigger budget, you get better actors.
You get Vin Diesel as Roadblock. Damn, I am Groot.
Bro, I mean, bro, I'm excited for it. I am too, Joe. I mean, honestly, that's really so cool to get two fucking huge 80s properties. I mean, and the comics have gone on for so long already, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all there, ready for them.
Well, what are some of the other things you really enjoyed about this Rise of the Beast AA? The Maximals. Did you?
The Maximals really surprised me. Optimus Prime
I loved Optimus Primal.
was fucking killing it in this
So
movie.
cool. I was like, man, look at
What
this
a badass.
fucking, you know, gorilla transformer. I was like, this is fucking bad. Is this what I missed as Beast Wars? I
That's
missed
what
out.
I was thinking too.
I fucking missed out.
That's what I was thinking too. It made me want to go back and see Beast Wars. I was like, fuck.
And AA, I was a little bit like, is this the first time we saw Prime really get rocked around? Like, Scourge was like rocking this motherfucker. I was like,
that, but
my boy Prime always brings the heat, man.
Not only that, but I mean, what she did. What she does.
Well, yeah,
he finally just takes him down.
He had to come up, but he took some lumps in there.
Yeah,
I
did.
never seen him really take them L's. You know what I mean?
He
Like,
was,
you know, all the death stuff. But
he was kind of a hard ass though in this one.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Anthony Ramos. What do you think of him as Noah Diaz?
Wonderful.
I actually liked him
Wonderful.
a lot.
I thought he was great.
Yeah.
I did not like the young lady that played the female.
Dominic Fishback, who plays Elena Wallace.
Man, I felt like this
she's
gal.
known for in Judas and the Black Messiah. That's what she's known for.
Okay, and again, I don't know what was going on with her, the director situation, and again, I don't want to, shit on.
And the director too is from Creed Part 2.
And what did you think about him talking in the beginning? That was different, right? I was like,
what do you mean?
You didn't get that scene?
Tell me again.
So before our movie started, we saw him. He comes out. He's like, "Oh, thank you for coming."
Yeah,
I was like,
yes. I'm sorry.
Is this something they're doing?
They have been kind of doing.
I've
it's
seen
not
it
just this
once or
movie.
twice.
Yeah, it's like actors are saying thank you for coming back to the theaters and all that kind of shit. Yeah,
it was fine.
Joe says, "Hell, I like to see John Cena involved," which he was. I think he was involved in
Bumblebee.
I
think he's the primary, but yeah. But I mean, fuck it, bring him back, make him Duke,
bro. I wanted to go back too. Mm-hmm. I really like Diaz and his brother.
Yeah, I thought the little brother did a great job too.
I'm sure you would have.
I was just really, this chick's acting. It was reminiscent of what's
bad for you.
It was reminiscent. You know who I'm gonna say, right? From Obi-Wan, the chick.
Okay.
I was like, yo, why are you so like robotic? There was parts where he was giving her a lot of emotion, and she was giving him nothing, and I was like, are you there? Are you dialed in or what? I was like, yo, this shit's kind of fucking taking me out of it, you know?
Vin is going to be busy with Fast Fear franchise. Fast 6 is going to be his. That's all Vin Diesel is ever going to be busy on. Honestly.
I am Groot.
He gave up. He gave up on everything else already. He's like, no, my full focus is on the Fast movies. So,
AAA, as long as them checks keep clearing,
and they are
keep clearing them checks, brother.
And they are.
Hey, he's about family. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
So there you go.
Yeah, he even wants Paul Walker's image back.
AI.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. See, now it's getting kind of grim. I don't know about that. Let's hear. Corey says
Optimus Prime has been taking some L's lately.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolute Irwin says if they make Cena return for a Joe role, make him someone from Joe High Command. Recon him as General Hawk.
Ooh, I like that. I like
Cena
that. Absolute Irwin
as a Joe.
Cena as General Hawk. I dig it.
As Hawk.
Hey, it's better Cena than the Miz. I don't want to see the Miz as a G.I. Joe. Maybe we get Dean Ambrose as the Marine.
Joe says, hell, Roman Reigns as a Joe.
You know, CM Punk said he always wanted to play a Tunnel Rat. That's who
Really?
he always wanted to play him. So get a real GI Joe fan, CM Punk, to come and play a role there. I mean, the man's got the Cobra tattoo on his arm, for goodness' sake.
Shit. And Corey says Bumblebee has stepped up a lot in the last few movies.
Yeah, Bumblebee is a fan favorite. My nephew had a whole Bumblebee party like when he was 3 or whatever. When he saw Bumblebee, that was one of the few moments he got really engaged in the movie.
That's crazy that he kind of like...
I know.
I
know. I'm like, you're 10 and you're an angry teen now. You're making me upset here.
Man.
Now I see why Joe's always angry at his boys.
Good. CM can't wrestle anymore.
Well, he's moving on to acting, Joe.
Well, he's coming back to AEW, so we'll see.
Double A, what did you think
I
of the
like the
soundtrack?
beginning. So first off, hold on.
Go ahead.
the beginning.
Yes.
I loved UNICRON. I love that they showed him immediately.
Yes. Yes.
I loved how...
Am I wrong, but was there a little bit of the creepy music?
A little bit,
I thought
right?
I was like,
A little
oh
bit.
shit, the creepy music from the 80s
Which I wish
movie.
it would have played more.
Oh man, I wish they would have too.
Like, we saw that earlier too, like earlier this week, and we're like, man, the music whenever UNICRON comes out in the movie is so fucking good. Yeah, it's so fucking creepy, so menacing.
And what me and Double A found out, the music in the original Transformers, the movie, 1986, Vince DiCola, famous for Rocky IV's score, you know what I mean? So I'm like, holy shit. And what else, Saturday Night Fever, you said?
Yeah, Staying Alive.
Staying Alive. I mean, still very excellent. You know what I mean?
No, that movie actually is not bad, honestly. If you were to see it, that's actually the natural progression that Tony would make. So there you go.
There.
Peter Dinklage as Scourge.
Yes.
Man, I
did not realize that was
recognize him, and I was like, who
So
the fuck
good.
is doing Scourge? Because his voice sounds fucking scary.
And those guys that were infused with Unicron's power were kicking ass. I was like, fuck, man. The Maximals and the fucking Autobots were getting rocked. I was like, man, y'all Decepticons ain't nothing compared to these fucking dudes.
Ron Perlman, too, as Optimus Primo.
Man, which made me sad. But
does a fucking great job, though.
He was very good in
Yeah,
this.
he was really good in this. So, I mean, you got Peter Dinklage, you got, Ron Perlman doing some voice work. It's like, man.
If you want to know why it makes me sad, though, right, Double A, about Ron Perlman, go back and listen to our episode about convention stories and meeting people. But I met Ron Perlman in person. I got him to sign my sister's copy of Hellboy. I didn't think he wrote her name very well. And again, I'm not one to call out a slavery, but I don't think he heard me right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, it's bothering me that I can see this signature looks wrong. And so I go to him with this, whatever. And number one, we take a picture too, and he doesn't have the best fucking face. I mean, like, no smile, not happy to see me. I mean, like,
he doesn't want to be there, even though he got paid already.
Yeah, I guess I'm not a big-breasted blonde, you know what I mean? So what is there? Or Selma Blair, so there's no reason to be excited to see me, even though I paid money, but not the best guy in person. Wow. I don't know if he got killed in the Sons of Anarchy, but if he did, I'm glad he died. So
I think he did.
Good, then. Go Jax. I'll go for that. I haven't seen it, but go Jax, yeah.
Michelle Yeoh, too, came out.
Who is she?
Air Razor.
Oh yeah, right. The bird.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
And he kind of blew me away as Mirage.
His Mirage. Me too. And that was one of the things that my youngest, my girlfriend's youngest said. He was like, "Was Pete Davidson in the car?" And I was like, I don't know. And then I was like, oh, damn, really stellar or whatever.
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Joe agrees. Soundtrack was great. All 90s. This movie takes place in 1994.
Joe,
I mean,
have a
all
good time.
The great 90s hip hop. Loved it. Yeah, Joe, go enjoy.
Enjoy.
Can't wait to talk about it with you next week, brother, here on the show.
Oh, wow. This sucks for Anthony. He says Haley Atwell is a jackass at cons too.
No.
Peggy Carter.
Not Peggy Carter.
He goes, a cold-hearted bitch.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah,
who clearly doesn't want to be there. It ruined my crush on her. Man, Anthony, what happened? Like,
yeah, you're slowly ruining my crush right now. Wow.
That was actually one I wanted to meet, though, last year.
I think next time we do a con episode, you got to come on and talk about your experience, because that's
heartbreaking.
Anthony, I'll find out how Haley Steinfeld is for you, though, and let you know. I'll say, my last name is Mireles. It's kind of like Morales, so, you know what I mean? And I'm Mexican, he's Puerto Rican, you know what I mean? So, yeah. What else we got? Here we go.
No, one more.
You got it, sir.
Sure,
I'd love to help. Please do. Will do, brother. Yeah, absolutely, man. So the beginning is great. The soundtrack is fire.
And we get to see him eat a planet, right?
Yeah.
We get to first off, we see him come, And then we see him eat the fucking planet. I was
Right.
like, oh, man.
And I didn't realize, well, you said this is the director of Creed 2, right?
Yes.
So great job. I mean, like, right away, like, okay,
I mean, he
he's
just
probably
looks
thinking,
great.
give them what they want.
First
Give 'em
off,
what they want.
it's the cartoon accurate. It's the ring around. It's him. It's the fucking light in the middle. I mean, perfect. Don't do anything like Michael Bay did with Megatron and Starscream, where you couldn't even see who the fuck was who.
Dude, he probably heard all that, was like, nope, I'm not doing that. I'm going to make it look like the cartoon, because otherwise they're going to be like, fuck
I
this.
seriously didn't know what Decepticon was. What Decepticon? I mean, Starscream is a very distinct. Megatron very distinct.
Even the colors, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, come on,
no.
man.
So I think this guy, what's his name again?
Steve Cabell Jr.
Yes, great job on him.
Yeah, Cabell.
On saying, hey, we're gonna go keep it legit. I love that.
Anthony says my birthday is September 29th. If you want her to get something signed for me or make it a vid for me.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. I might not be able to afford something for myself to get signed, so I definitely would be like, can we do a vid or something like that?
Cameo.
Little quick something from my
she's
man.
on Cameo.
My man in New York, which she's probably,
My man from New York saying he didn't appreciate your fucking appearance last time.
No, that's Haley Atwell.
Oh, Haley.
We're talking about Haley Steinfeld.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, do a camera. Hey, bitch.
Anthony's switching his crushes up here. So it's different from Haley to Hallie. Love that, Anthony. I got you, brother. Yeah, so we get to see that Unicron in action, right?
Yeah. And he is voiced by...
right here, the Autobots t-shirt right there with my
Coleman
man
Domingo.
Okay.
Which, if you've seen, he's from the Fear the Walking Dead. Which he does a really good job.
Excellent. Oh, that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, that he's...
Yes.
What's his name? Something with an S in Fear the Walking Dead. Strayer... Fuck, what do they always call him in Fear the Walking Dead? I forget what his name is. Stravel.
He's like a main character. I don't know for how long
he's
he
the
was
main,
on
the
there.
main guy, and he's from like season, I think, 1 or whatever.
Victor Strand.
Strand, that's his name, Strand. Yes.
Oh, and actually, it looks like he still is in the show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's going strong, that guy. I mean, really, I think he kind of keeps it going because Fear the Walking Dead.
And then it says he's also on Euphoria. I heard that show is
we referenced Our Lady Zendaya earlier.
There you go.
I hope she's cool at cons. I don't know. I don't think she comes.
She even does it.
She does cons, but yeah, she doesn't need to.
Yeah.
She's got all that Estee Lauder money or whatever it is from the perfumes, whatever. But yeah. So yeah, we get to see Unicron, and then we get to meet our primary characters. Of course, there's always the human element of a Transformers movie. Although I know, as I rewatched the '86 one, I was like, oh, we start with this big piece on like Cybertron, right? And it's like nothing but robots, and I'm like, this is what people want. I don't fuck about that. I mean, like, I don't give a fuck about the actors. Give me a movie with robots.
I know. I'm like, man, why is it always humans?
Which makes me think, AA, like would Transformers benefit from like a Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse type treatment?
Yeah.
What focused on the robots? Yeah.
Yeah.
and allow us to see the characters individually, see what Megatron looks like, see what he transforms to. And no, when we were kids, we knew this shit. We knew that Soundwave was a boombox. He had the cassettes inside of him, or a Walkman, whatever you call it.
It was a boombox.
It was a boombox, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We knew, that Starscream was a jet. And this is like the bad guys. You know what I mean? We knew that Megatron was a gun.
They can all fly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like there's...
The Autobots can all drive. I'm like, wow, that fucking sucks that you guys can't fly.
Right. There was like certain things or whatever that you just went hand in hand, but then a lot of that went away, and I was like, what are we fucking focused on here or whatever? The humans, I felt like, were a small element of it. They were there, Spike and the kid. What was the kid's name?
Daniel,
which, yeah.
Of course, Spike is the main kid, though, in the cartoon. So here we get an older Spike, and that's his son.
In this one?
In the animated movie?
He's
already an adult.
Yeah.
And he has a kid. Where I think Spike was like the main human in the first early Transformers season.
No shit. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I may have missed that. That may have been lost on me. But
that's why Shia LaBeouf plays him in like the first 3. He plays Spike.
Oh, is that who he's supposed to be?
Yes.
Shit, I never put that together that he was supposed to be him. I was like, wow. That's a whole other... It didn't lend to that at all.
I enjoy that first Transformers movie.
That first one is, it's fine.
Blew us away.
Except for the way that I was like...
How they look.
fuck, the Decepticons look sorry, you know what I mean?
It looked
But-
bad, but I remember just hearing
Peter Cullen's voice,
and,
yeah.
You know,
I mean, even then, I love the way they made this Prime look. Is this the most 80s looking Prime?
it looks
Double
like
A?
it, right?
I don't know what he looked like. I don't think he came out in Bumblebee, right? Prime.
I don't know. I never saw the
didn't
last
see
three prior
Bumblebee,
to
yeah.
this. That's why I said I had gave up on the Transformers.
When I counted the
franchise.
movies, I was like, holy shit, there's a whole bunch I
yeah,
haven't
I
seen.
was
or
like,
whatever,
damn,
you know?
I missed 3. I was like, fuck.
But what I consistently hear Double A is how much people say the 86 Transformers movie is still the best movie, despite the fact that we lose Optimus early on.
And even then, I was gonna say there was a lot of parts in that movie that I'm kind of like, I fast forward, like, man, that whole junk scene. You know, I was like,
yeah.
that fucking scene takes
Fuck,
forever.
I forgot about that. Yeah. And that movie's not that long.
It's not. It's like an hour and a half.
Like an
but
hour and
that-
30
man,
minutes,
That trash,
yeah.
that whole junk world planet, that fucking takes a long time to get through.
But man, that first
the Unicron part.
Wow.
Then when Megatron fucking kills all of them.
Yeah.
Then it's like Optimus taking on the Decepticons.
Mhm.
Then it's like him dying. Then it kind of slows down a little bit.
Yeah, it slows down.
until they rev up again with Unicron.
Right. And you've got Hot Rod in the lead.
Rodimus.
Rodimus Prime. Which, you know, I mean, I did like him because I had the figure. I had that toy or whatever.
I mean, how stupid though, right? Like
I
for
get it.
for the adults, right? Whoever's running this time at this time period, it's like, oh, let's kill off all these fucking characters and let's give them a hot rod to be the new leader. Like, come on, man.
Well, remember Double A, the perspective I think at the time was, well, we want to sell a whole new line of toys.
I know, but it's like you already built up 80 something episodes
Exactly.
with these other ones, and now you just want to kill them off just like that. Like,
They didn't
come on.
count on the fans being like, yo,
Oh,
what
no,
the fuck?
they-
And of course, it didn't last long. They brought Prime
Oh,
back. They
man,
brought
no,
Megatron
there
back.
was a big backlash against this.
And this is in the pre-internet days, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Like way back in the 80s.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? So, but what else happens next with this one, Double A? We get a little bit of a flashback too, right? We see some of the Maximals early on, and we see the
Now this is
that's
part
the
that-
first planet that
Yeah.
that they're destroying. you know?
So, like, they're supposed to be after the Autobots, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But they go back in time, and so they become kind of like ancestors to the Autobots.
Yes.
It's weird because he says he was named Optimus Primal for the legendary warrior Optimus Prime.
yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
so I don't know if that was supposed to be Cybertron, or that was just
Interesting.
another planet
Yeah.
that had them.
No, you know what? I didn't pick that up. So
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah, so there's that going on, and of course then they have to like move the plot forward, whatever. And again, looking back on it, I was like, man, this plot was a little bit thin. I didn't particularly love it or whatever, but the action sequences, I was like, oh, this is great. I learned enough about the Maximals that I was like, oh man, these guys are pretty interesting, whatever. I'm into them, whatever. So I could check it out. Toy Mafia in the house says, yo, and then it gives us the peace up. What's up, Toy Mafia? We appreciate you being here, guys. Did you guys see the Rise of the Beast?
You think because of the negative reaction, though, how come they haven't put hot rodding? Honestly, why do you think they have not put hot rodding?
I don't know.
He's such a big part of the Unicron movie.
I think that you could get him back. You could
they
put him
keep
in.
putting all these other ones in. Why don't you just bring in Rodimus already, or just Hot Rod?
And
why
I
don't
think-
you just bring him in already?
Okay, do you bring back Judd Nelson to voice?
No, because he's gonna sound way too old.
He's gonna sound different?
Yeah, because like I love Peter Cullen's voice, but man, you can hear where he's aging.
He's
and then
aging.
I saw he's 81 years old. I was like, so
81.
when he started back in 07 again, he was like 65. So I'm like, man, that is a long way. There was really great moments where you can hear
Yes.
that 80s Prime,
Yeah.
but then there's a lot of parts too where you're just like, man, he sounds fucking old, like fuck. And this is supposed to be a prequel to the movies.
So are we at a time, Double A, where now maybe we say, Mr. Cullen, will you sign
No,
like?
keep going. If he's willing to go, just let him keep going, because there was parts where I was like, damn, he sounds like really fucking
Yeah,
scary.
but I also
you know?
can't imagine anyone else on that. But what I was gonna say was, are we at a time now where we can say, will you sign like an AI contract
For that
type thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, because it's crazy, because I just read
because we're getting there with James Earl Jones too. I think he's done.
Yeah,
right?
he is. No, he retired. He retired. But I did read something really cool, kind of to talk about the AI. Paul McCartney is doing a final Beatles song using AI, using the voice of John Lennon and George Harrison.
He
And
has the permission of
yes, yes. So
Wow, that's
he's
incredible.
doing a Last Beatles song.
Yeah,
With AI,
oh, wow.
using AI.
I mean, if you have the permission, I
And he
guess,
does.
of...
He does, because he made up with Yoko, and I'm sure he has a really good relationship with George's wife. So, man, I mean...
Oh my gosh, that gave me chills. I can't wait to hear that.
And can you imagine if
Dang,
the family...
I have like real chills on my heart.
Can you imagine if maybe the family of Kevin Conroy does that?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, you can still...
Well, especially if that was your bread and butter, you know what I mean? And you're like, well, and you say, okay, let me hear it. How does it sound? And you're like, have him say something he's never said. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and then you're like,
I mean,
I'm
I don't know.
convinced.
I've heard people say it on the AI stuff they've heard.
Well,
Like
I told you,
voices
I heard that
sound-
Kanye Drake song that I was like, I would 100% not know the difference.
See?
And I mean, I'm not the hugest fan of those two artists, but their songs have a certain sound.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah, so, I mean...
Wow, that's fucking insane.
So
though,
there could be talks about that, too.
I mean, why not? I mean, I say why not?
And I want to read this. He says, Absolute Irwin says, can't have Unicron without Galvatron 2. Missed opportunity when Leonard Nimoy's voiced one of the
Bayformers.
And I thought so too, Irwin. I was like, fuck, that was the thing about this whole Transformers movie is that they've already used so many pieces. Scourge was the Galvatron
Right.
for this movie. That's
Right.
what kind of sucked. Is that it's like, shit, you can't really... The Unicron should not be a prequel.
Mm-hmm.
It should have been already the final kind of boss.
end,
So then you
yeah.
could already get rid of Megatron and
Mm-hmm.
transform him into Galvatron.
And Double A and Irwin, what do you think, Irwin? Is Double A, me talked about this earlier, the actor Double A that was originally Megatron's voice?
Hugo Weaving.
No. In the
Oh, Frank Welker.
Frank Welker.
Yeah.
In the 86 movie, Irwin, and I don't know if you're a fan of Transformers the movie, but I would imagine you are.
You knew Leonard Nimoy.
That's what we were saying. We said we were Double A asked me, he was like, "What do you think about them switching to Nimoy?" And I said, "Man, it must suck for him, for Frank Welker, because it's like, should I been Megatron this time?" And now you're like, "Well, just to give a big name." But then again, he might have been like, "Yeah, go for it. That's great." You know what I mean? Like, and eventually he comes
And
back.
Frank Welker does number of voices. He not only does Megatron, but he does Soundwave and...
Is he still alive? Double A?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, see,
him and Peter Cullen travel together at the cons.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say at this point, we don't have Leonard Nimoy anymore. Leonard Nimoy anymore. Say that 5 times fast. Anybody out there?
Nimoy anymore.
Why don't we bring in Frank Welker to be the voice of Galvatron? Then it's like this is the new Megatron. You know what I mean?
Actually, I think they've already bought Frank back
Oh, really?
as Megatron. I think he's actually done the voice.
Is that right? Shit,
let me
I didn't
kind of-
know that.
Hold on, let me
I missed a bunch of these too because I also felt as though the plot was going ways
Oh
that I
no!
was like,
I
what
gave
is
up
this
on
story even? I really can't even follow anymore at this point. And that's it being that I was a fair to moderate Transformers fan as a kid in the 80s or whatever. But again, there were so many damn properties at that time. I mean, it's like, we literally were just on an episode with our good friend Jerry D from Totally Rad Christmas talking about Brave Star. And it was like, I was like, shit, I gotta like reach into the banks and then rewatch this shit on YouTube so I can like refresh that memory or whatever, But I used to have Transformers the movie in a VHS case, you know what I mean? That was like the hard plastic.
Yeah.
It wasn't the slide out one. It was that hard plastic case that you opened or whatever, and you could slide out the card inside of it, the plastic. But either way, I mean, that guy.
Actually, he did see him. He came back. Well, okay. So Galvatron actually did come out in Age of Extinction. That was the 4th movie. So they already had used Galvatron. So he came back for that one, and then he does voice Megatron in The Last Night. So yeah. They did get Frank Welker back.
Nice.
Wow, okay.
Nice.
Shit. So
See,
that must have been a throw for him.
Again, too, that's adding to more, though. It's like where you're confused about, like, is this the same robot? It sounds different. Like, I'm like, how does all that work, whatever? Because,
I kind of want to hear it now.
It's Hugo Weaving. I know,
I kind of want to see those movies now. I hear Frank Welker now.
Again, I told you, my sister enjoyed Transformers along with me when we saw it on Wednesday and of this week. And she's like, oh, yeah, bro. She's talking to me the last 2 days. And she's like, man, I've been trying to watch that last night. And she's like, oof, I'm having a hard time.
And see, that's where actually... So I read 2CM.
Sucks.
I read 2CM that's actually where Unicron comes out.
Oh, okay.
They, like, at the end of the scene, apparently, they're studying the horns. And apparently in that movie, the Earth is Unicron. So they already made that obsolete with this fucking movie because obviously Unicron's coming to Earth.
Right.
So it's kind of like, oh, okay, wow, in that film, Unicron is Earth. Which I was like, man, that was fucking stupid. So
we live on Unicron?
Yeah, exactly. Which apparently Earth is another name for Unicron. Or Unicron. It was fucking dumb.
I feel like Planet of the Apes right now, where I'm like, you maniacs! Wow.
Yeah, so
Charlton Heston, man. Fuck. I mean, see, that's just... They just didn't have their ducks in a row. Okay, so maybe we could...
And that's the thing. You already brought in Galvatron for Age of Extinction for some fucking reason. Instead of making him, Unicron's dude. Then you get Scourge now, which was one of Galvatron's guys. Well, you're making him now Galvatron. It's kind of like...
earlier before we start, right, I'm trying to rewatch my way through
and
the 86.
I enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, I really did enjoy this movie for what it is. It's a really good... Like that... Almost like, seeing that last 30, 40 minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Like, man, it was almost just all action. I mean, that was a great scene.
I can tell you this, Double A, I enjoyed it more than the last Transformers movie I can remember which I think was...
I don't remember Revenge of the Fallen. I don't remember Dark of the Moon either.
I think it's two separate movies I'm going to talk about right now, but there was one of them where there were like these little mini...
Well, Jack, like I said, Scourge was just one of Galvatron's guys, so I'm kind of... But they made him...
Right.
Obviously they made him...
And Jack, thank you for being here and joining us, man. We appreciate you.
But again, Peter Dinklage fucking kills it.
You're a man we need in the comments, certainly, whatever. But, Jack, and I'm going to hear your thoughts on the movies. But... Jack says...
Man, Jeff Jarrett here.
And you slap nuts should have invited me to Transformers. It's
Don't
like
piss me off.
Yeah, Jack, right now, where we need you is right where you are, brother, because we need you to be bringing it in.
Not leaving Wills.
Okay,
cool.
Yeah, great stuff.
And look at his picture. Looks like a Transformer.
It looks like a Transformer. But Jack, tell us what you think about like the timeline of the movies and how they played out. You know what I mean? Because they did not.
That's the thing with these movies. Like when people are doing them, I mean, they fuck up who they're gonna put in there.
Right.
Like Soundwave didn't come in until like what 2, 3.
Right,
I'm like, man, Soundwave is like.
And then he wasn't how we recognize Soundwave.
But actually, I did actually like Soundwave as being a satellite. Because I was like, that actually would make sense.
Makes sense.
You know, he's getting all the information. He's using the satellites that everyone's using. I actually did like that. But do you think
Double A, this is too much trying to like play into like, oh come on, he can't be this. He's got to be this.
Oh no, he said that. It was fucking stupid that he was like, oh, realistically, he can't be a boombox. Well, realistically, there can't be fucking giant-sized robots.
Right.
I mean, that can transform.
And not only that, but what are we seeing, Double A? Now they've got boomboxes back. They're remaking old things with like iPod connections and iPhone connections. Like I said, though,
I kind of liked how they did update Soundwave to be a satellite. I was like, okay, that's fucking cool. Sure. That's actually pretty cool.
What I got annoyed by Double A and even the earlier movie, I think even the initial movie, there's like these little like kind of like robots that come out and they're kind of like janky and kind of like and then later on they have these bikes that are like kind of meant for comedy relief and one of the like that stuff took me out. I felt like this movie did a great job of like cutting all that out.
Minimized that.
It minimized that big time.
The Terrorcons were pretty fucking scary. They were beating the shit out of all of them.
I was like, oh, it really
they actually killed Bumblebee. Spoiler.
Yes, yeah. I felt like, oh, it really left those things out of it and kind of focused on.
And I think that's what the director was probably like. You know what? There's just too much. Like the Transformers movies just gets too much crap.
Right.
For not being really good.
And remember, all those things had caught flack too. Like, oh, the characters were kind of racial and like all this. So it was like, okay, just cut that out. You know what I mean? Like, we'll move right past it. And I thought it was a much smoother transition. And then here we're watching the 86 one, right? Earlier before we started the show. I'm trying to watch my way through it. And I'm just like, it didn't even need any of that. Back in 86, it's like, it's very smooth. The story is much better with like, how the Decepticons get beat up real bad. And then like they go into space. Then Unicron finds them, transforms them. I'm like, oh,
and that's an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
Like these Transformer movies, they go for like over 2 hours. It's kind of like, man, and there's like a lot of needless stuff that you can edit out in these live action movies.
True. But Double A, how seamless was that? Earlier we were watching when he's like, he's telling him, Unicron's getting on him, and then he changes them, and the transformation is crazy. And then he goes back to the remaining Decepticons and like reminds Starscream. I'm like, oh shit! Like I'm like, this flows much better. This is why to this day, Transformers fans, I think everywhere, and Jack, if you're still with us, will agree. the 86 one is still the best movie. It's a wonder it's called Transformers the movie because it's the movie.
Aaron says Transformers movies have the worst timeline in big franchise films right now. After 3 Bayformers movies, I'm out. That's kind of the way I was. I was kind of like...
Right here too, buddy. Ugh. Yep, I felt the same way because I was like, "What am I watching?" Anyway? I'm lost. I'm so lost.
Anthony, I'm glad you're still here. Thanks for your comments. He says timeline. He goes, the timeline sucks. Here's the problem: unless people have everything planned from the beginning, which I don't think they did, there's always going to be inconsistencies and things that don't make sense. Like the fact that their most recent one is a prequel and introducing G.I. Joes who are nowhere to be seen in the first few movies, who take place later. Which again, Anthony, I think these are
a reboot.
This is almost like a complete reboot because UNICRON came out on the last night and he was supposed to be the Earth, and obviously this one he's not. Bumblebee looks like they're following the
Bumblebee
movie
That's
because
the
they mentioned he had human contact, which I'm guessing is Haley Steinfeld.
John Cena too.
And John Cena. Yeah. So I'm guessing they're talking about that one. But yeah, everything else is just really...
and that's fine too, because that's an easy in for fans where if you like this one and all I have to watch is Bumblebee, okay, great. And you just treat that other timeline as separate.
Yeah, because like no one even knows about Transformers in 07.
Right.
Remember?
No.
In the first movie, no one even knows about it. Here, they already know about him in 1994.
Yeah.
So you're already fucking up the whole thing already.
And one of the best things, and what I saw in the trailers was I love the way Optimus Prime looked. I love the way that even Bumblebee went back to being the Camaro that he initially was in the 07 one, and then also was in the Bumblebee movie. But also RC.
RC looks fucking
right
great.
Out of the movie.
Just do it like the way it is, and it looks fucking great.
Yes, you made it look live action, and it looks
cool,
like
RC. I know that's RC.
Yep,
I know it's her.
Even when Prime turns into the semi, I'm like, fucking fantastic.
Like I kind of wish it would have made the Terracons more purple, like they are in the movie.
Yeah, but I'm like, you're scratching that '80s nostalgia itch. You're hitting it for me. What I want when I go to the movies.
Jack says F1.
Liger race car. Liger race car. Oh,
Jazz is supposed to be the Porsche, and because Jazz.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, get you. Yeah, instead of Mirage.
Okay. Anthony says, I would say that the 07 film, the original live action, is still my favorite.
Okay.
That one has a soft place in my heart and still fun.
Sure.
And, okay.
Agree.
Got it. Well, they should have advertised these as reboots. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if they're supposed to be reboots. They haven't said they're reboots. Right. It's just what I'm guessing. It's just like they're kind of like the timeline's already fucked up with these 5 movies.
Yeah.
Maybe we can still salvage something. Maybe we can introduce the G.I. Joes now. He goes, they might have gotten more of general audience to hop on if they knew it was a reboot. Yeah. I think so too, and I'm really thinking they're hoping the word of mouth about the G.I. Joe crossover.
I think so too. And maybe, Anthony, this is a little bit of an experiment. Maybe it's better for them to kind of slide in on the DM, not say nothing, not do a big old announcement. We're rebooting the franchise, blah blah blah. Because we get to still keep Peter Cullen, we get to still keep certain things, and we're gonna.
And if they do, they better hurry because 81. Come on now.
Right. You know? So you just move it in slowly, and then we slowly see like, oh, it just fleshed out or whatever. Maybe in your first interaction with them and the Joes, you don't use the well-established Joes that we know. You use some of the more outliers because there's as many Transformers as there's a billion Joes. It's like you could use all kinds of Joes and still, I think, make a solid movie or whatever. You know what I mean? And you're like, oh damn, and then you lead into the next one. So I think they have room to improve.
But man, this was really good. If this is a reboot, this was really good. It was live action, very minimal human contact.
Yes.
But man, just really all out, showing the Autobots and. Well, the only thing that does suck is that there is no Decepticons.
Yeah, but that's fine because it kind of like it's almost like there's no Joker in the first Batman. Begins.
That's true.
But you always have that door open to bring.
I actually liked him a lot.
Yeah,
I actually liked the way Peter Dinklage did it. I was like, man, this is actually a pretty cool bad guy, even though he's like Galvatron's one of his guys, yeah.
And we don't see the end of Unicron. We just know that
they closed the door to him. Closed it. So I was kind of like, okay, great.
Yes, I like that too.
They didn't fucking kill him. So maybe that's what they're going to do from here on out. And I'm hoping, I want to see more Unicron. I want to see him transform. I was really fucking hoping he was going to transform, but if they're just kind of teasing us, why didn't? Okay, I could wait. I could wait for Unicron.
Like you said, if it's a trilogy, don't do it till the third one.
Don't do it till the
And even then, I'm like, you haven't dropped Decepticons in yet? Drop them in this next one, and then maybe at the end, by the end, you have Megatron defeated, floating in space, and then. And then we get a new Galvatron, right? I mean, like, dang. I mean, like, there's so much out there to do.
Jack says, yeah, they mentioned Unicron is trapped but not dead. Yes.
Absolutely.
So,
and Jack, what did you think of it as a huge Transformers fan? What did you think about Rise of the Beast? Were you a fan? I think I've heard you say in the past before that you weren't a fan of the Beast Wars.
Well, he never saw it, really.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So, I mean, again, me too.
But I've always heard, like, I've read from, like, Wizard magazines and I've heard from other articles that the Beast Machines was actually a really damn good cartoon.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, one of the first to actually use, like, the computer.
That weird animation. Yes. I remember that.
But,
I remember seeing ads for it all the time on, like,
Fox
Kids, right?
That actually was a real good cartoon. Just kind of like how they talk about gargoyles now. How people are like, man, that was actually a really good cartoon.
Well, it's so funny, right, Double A, because we're of a generation where we grew up with, like, the original Transformers, the original Joes. And we have to remember, you know, the original Turtles. We have to remember that now there's a whole generation that went through. Yeah, they had a lot of bad stuff, but they had a lot of good stuff, too. Like, the fans that are really attached to things like Dexter's Laboratory. They're attached to SpongeBob.
Yes.
They're attached to, you know, I've been watching the damn, what's it called? The regular show with my girlfriend's
Samurai
youngest
Jack,
and my
like
nephew,
said,
Samurai Jack,
Bravo.
and they're just like hilarious. I'm like, man, this was on TV. This was like so good, but I wasn't watching cartoons at that time because I was an older person in my life. But that whole group that was there, they have their cartoons that they were attached to that they were like, no, this was really good, and it still is really good.
Jack says, Beast Wars is supposed to be really good, but I didn't like the animation, which, I mean, it was different. I mean, it was
revolutionary for its time. But no, I get that.
Very
especially, you know, I mean, Double A, just looking at, you know, the rewatch we were doing on the 86 one, I was like, man, this animation is fucking amazing.
But see, we love that because we love the drawings.
Yes.
We love that
It looks
stuff.
like comic book
me
art.
and CM, like, are not really big fans of, like, 90s art, like how it looks like a computer. We love it when you can tell the fucking artist drew this. You know?
I mean, in all honesty, as much as we love, you know, Batman the Animated Series or whatever, it does not look like X-Men. And it doesn't look like...
No.
And even then, I will say this, even Spider-Man the Animated Series is not like X-Men. No. I mean, like, X-Men looks at times really gritty, really, you know, a lot of, like, you know, the heavy line work. It looks like you're watching
like
a comic book.
Almost, yeah.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And, of course, that old... Transformers look like that. When we always talk about how Voltron had that very anime look.
Even like Transformers the movie looks like a step up compared to the cartoon.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Man, it looks beautiful.
It looks gorgeous. Yeah. The opening of G.I. Joe the movie, where it's like there's definitely something going on with the way they're doing the animation, but it is just a step above.
Anthony says, speaking of cartoon that needs to be brought into live action, Gargoyles.
We were just talking about this, Anthony. Yeah, for sure, man. I would love to see
Disney
that.
Plus, guys, look at it. That's a really good cartoon. It's really, really badass.
That's another one that my mom was a huge fan of, the Gargoyles.
Keith David,
so
again,
good. Keith David, of Goliath, yes.
Anthony Caruso Anthony says, holy crap, I love the regular show.
Regular show is so hilarious. and what I learned about that from, you know, Jessica's son, Jeremy, another Friday Nighter, was saying that he was like, this was supposed to be on Adult Swim, but then they were like, well, we think it will work as like a regular Cartoon Network cartoon. But when you watch it, I'm like, oh, this should have definitely been on Adult Swim. Because it's so adult. Like, I'm like, well, there's a lot of humor in here that's like, what?
Jack says, I watched a few episodes and I liked the story, but stopped watching it due to the animation. That's when I first came out. Now I'm older, I'll give it a watch. And me and Sam and Jack have said the same thing. There's art that in comic books that just kind of stop us from just reading it. We kind of felt that way about Batman Reptilian. Again, with Garth Ennis. We were like, man, this art is kind of really throwing us off.
What's the Thundercats that you and Jack like? I remember I wasn't turned on by that art.
I didn't like the animation either, but the stories were okay. But I didn't like the animation either. So,
so I totally get that. I don't
like the manga, I guess, style of certain things.
When He-Man resurged, I was like, no.
I like the old two. The old two
where he had the big sword.
Yes, the old two cartoon was really good.
Even that one, I thought a little bit. I was like, it looks too.
It didn't bother me though enough to where
good. Definitely not that one where he had like the ponytail. That one sucked.
That's terrible.
But that other one, even that one too, I was kind of like, doesn't look like my He-Man's for me. You know what I mean? But
that's the thing. That's the thing that would throw you off. Erwin says 100% introduce Megatron and have him fall at the end of the film and do an epic transformation scene to Galvatron. Can you imagine that? If fucking Unicron just scans him like he did in the movies and just fucking turns him, and you have that music, that fucking scary music.
Yeah.
Golly. Anthony says, well, I don't know if he noticed, but Jordan Peele is on record saying Gargoyles is a dream project for her. So I don't know how Disney hasn't gotten that man to do it yet.
And he's hot as shit right now, Jordan Peele,
And
right?
not only that, but Gargoyle has a big following.
Yeah.
So,
but now my question is, Anthony, as a fan of the property and a fan of Jordan Peele, I think, is he the guy to do it? Do you think Double A? You think he's got enough? I think he's extremely talented.
It's not hard.
Right. I mean, and I feel like if he loves the property, he would be really true to it. So he could definitely do it.
Big time.
Are you going to do? How much CGI are you going to do? Are you going to do anything?
I mean, he got to. I guess at this point, he got to use the CGI, but I think the CGI is starting to look better.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think
and I think it's also more cost effective too than building.
It is. It really is.
Building stuff or whatever.
Compared to like a movie like The Thing, forget about it. You can't.
Well, yeah, exactly. And what I love about the idea of it is, I'm like, we could get Keith David back.
You could.
And I think that would be. If I'm Jordan Peele and I did get this, I would be like, that's my first order of business.
Man, as Spawn just always blows me away.
Yeah, and I was just telling Double A this. If you guys hadn't been following in our group, again, the Friday Night Faithful Facebook group, please join us for our conversations. But we were in him last week. We were talking about the Rambo Terminator interactions where Arnold and Stallone came and re-recorded or whatever, and of course they look great. They look like their young selves, right? Yeah. And they have they recorded interactions for each character. So there's a Rambo interacting with RoboCop. There's a Rambo interacting with the Terminator. But there's also Spawn is in that Mortal Kombat 11 game, and it's voiced by Keith David. So the Mortal Kombat people went to the animated series, which they probably loved it like we do, and we're like, we got to get this guy to be the voice. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's perfect. It's so perfect.
Anthony says 100% he's good with horror, which I think Gargoyles would have elements of.
Yes.
Plus, Gargoyles has an undercurrent commentary of racism throughout the show.
Absolutely.
And Peele's movies all offer commentary on that subject.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. I just finally saw Nope, and I was like, wow, this is really
That's
solid.
a good one. That was a really good one.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Okay, I liked it, yeah.
Emmerich Linos. Me and Jack laughed so hard when we saw
it.
We saw it actually live.
Yes.
Where he goes through like a whole day, like a whole life in one day, and he's like, Lionel, my old friend, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
it's
you
need
to be high when you watch that one. This fucking.
I've heard you guys reference it so many times. I've never seen it, but it's been, and we've referenced it on this show numerous times. And I'm like so enthralled by that. I'm like, it sounds amazing.
My brother Arthur and Jack were just like, what the fuck? Like, man, this fucking little leaf is like going through a whole life in like one day. And
but what a cool concept for an episode, right? Like you have,
because he dies at the end. Spoiler alert.
Again. Me and Double A just guessed it on our friend Jerry D's podcast, Totally Red Christmas, where we talked about Tex Hex and Brave Star, a Brave Star episode, and it was so much fun. And we were just saying, I mean, again, rehearing our episode, which is great because Jerry cuts in all these great ads and promos from 80s Brave Star commercials, and he cuts in some of the lines from it, which is really funny too, because when I referenced that Billy from Predator would have been a great Brave Star, he even cuts in that like, there's something out there looking, it ain't no man. I'm like, man, Jerry, great job, Jerry D. But I was listening to it, and even hearing our episode talking about it, I was like, damn, that episode was so emotional. And I don't know if you know this, but this is the first time I've heard Jerry D do this. But not only did he talk about that episode with us, he talked about it with somebody else, another Brave Star fan.
I saw that.
It's on the back end of ours, and that guy ends up talking with Jerry about of the same episode you did about the kid that was on the spin.
Oh, man.
And he's equally like that was so crazy for me to see. And it hit me as a 41-year-old.
They show the kid in that episode like he's dead and the mom is crying.
Yeah.
And then in the after the ending, because they had almost everyone
knowing
had that
half the
G.I.
battle.
Joe.
Yeah.
He's at his fucking grave at his tombstone, and I was like, wow, that's fucking crazy.
That's so
what a
bold.
great way to fucking get kids to be off drugs without actually really forcing it. Just showing the kid fucking dead and then him at the tombstone. How scary is that? If I saw that when I was a kid, I'd be like, oh,
I would never touch that shit.
Drugs.
And it's funny, right? Because you're young and you're impressionable. Yeah. And I'm like, you're so right. Because I'm like, I didn't remember that when you guys were talking about it. I was like, that can't be real. And when I saw it, I was like, holy fuck.
Holy shit.
That's so heavy.
Right?
That is so heavy. And the Christmas episode we watched was heavy also too, where I was like,
take six.
I mean, I'm telling you, and he's like, Merry Christmas, yourself. Merry Christmas. I was just like, I need a moment. I'm a fucking mess. Yo, like I was like Jerry D, like so good. You know, we've been on with Jerry D about not Robotech. Robotech.
Yeah.
Robotech, Thundercats,
Wrestling.
and it's always
Thundercats.
a joy because I'm like, man, these things are like I have forgot how much I enjoyed them as a young '80s kid. You know,
Jack says heavy. Weight has nothing to do with it.
excellent shit right there. But what else, Double A? What did you what?
And the action was really good.
I love the
Scourge,
action. Good action.
Scourge collecting the fucking.
That was tight.
I even like his fucking truck, whatever he was. You know the toy
like
truck.
that fucking.
Man,
just
his
like,
black. They said they got that off Spielberg's Duel movie.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay,
that was
I love
fucking
that.
cool.
Yeah.
Man,
it reminded me of like he just was gonna be just like any fucking thing. He didn't care about what vehicle he was.
No.
I'm just fucking like being whatever to get like point A to point B. And I mean again,
man, that last, like I said, that last 30, 40 minutes, man, it's just almost all action. They're just going all out. It's fucking Prime. It's the Maximals going against the Terracons. I mean, man.
Is this the first time, Double A, that we see like a human kind of use like an Autobot body to move around?
How kind of cool is that? Because that's kind of the movie.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Transformers the movie.
Let me tell you what, and I told you this before. When I watch movies with my girlfriend, there's times in movies where she will like literally like cheer out loud because she gets so into it.
Oh man,
she was cheering out loud constantly.
Damn.
She kept bumping my arm. Kept bumping my arm, right? And when he got the Mirage body on him, she goes, "Did you know they could do that?" And I was like,
"Oh shit,
no, man, I didn't know that, man."
Shit.
I was like, but I enjoy it through her so much more. So I
gotta watch a movie with Jess.
It's so fun. I mean, she will be like, "Woo!" Like, yeah, like she gets like so. When Optimus Prime started to kick ass, she was like, I laugh. I sit there and laugh.
I got goosebumps when he tells everyone Autobots roll out.
Yeah,
I was like, oh fuck,
yes. And you know what too? Like there were parts where we all, I think, got emotional later when I talked to my sister because she's a couple of seats down from me. You know, when Optimus Primal is like, he's not the Prime I thought. We're all like, man, like, yes, he is. Like, god damn it! I'm like, oh, he's not there yet. He's not there. And I was like, man, is Optimus Primal a better leader? Like,
he kind of seemed like a little bit.
Just
but
parts.
You know what? But Prime was really upset when Bumblebee died. He saw how he was man, he was fucking broken up about that.
That was, crazy. And then too, what's the young man's name? Noah. When Noah is telling, the gal, we gotta destroy it. You're like,
not only that, but when he tells him too, like, why am I gonna listen to a dude who got what is it? He couldn't protect his planet. Or something. I was like,
nobody talks to Prime like that. But I was like, man, he fucking put him in his place. He had a lot of, as he said, a lot of cojones. I was like, man, and you know what too? I did get hyped for seeing, Latin Americans represented. I was like, man, that's just pretty hype. You know what I mean? Of course, coming off of seeing Miles and Across the Spider-Verse and just, hearing Spanish spoken or whatever, coming from a Spanish-speaking city in San Antonio, being, Mexican-American, it's like, me and Double A in our Name More episode, although our boy Tenoch is in trouble right now, but at the time, we're like, man, it's hyped, TC representation. Our people were like, we get that now. Like, I don't think I got that before, and I definitely get that now. That was pretty cool. Even when he's talking to the native robot, he's like, "Oye, papi, where do you get that accent from?"
Yeah.
I was like,
what the fuck? The fucking Autobot got like a Spanish accent.
Yeah, but he was like, "What accent?" When I was like, "Right, he doesn't have an accent. That's how everyone talks where he lives." So I was like, "Oh shit, that's pretty cool." Whatever. Got some comments here. Double A rolled in.
Yeah. Jack comes in pretty heavy.
I get him for you.
He goes, "Yeah, I loved how savage Scourge was. That's how Galvatron should have been." Exactly.
Agreed.
I think that's why I like Scourge so much, and I think that's why I like Peter Dinklage doing the voice.
He was a real badass, and it seemed like Peter Dinklage went in on the role. I was like,
good on him for
I couldn't believe that was him.
Right?
You're the one that told me that, and I was like, I didn't even look up the voices, and I was like, oh
no,
shit,
I had to because I was like, man, this voice sounds fucking scary.
Yeah, and I was like, they made him seem unbeatable. I was like, and I thought what I expected was going to be an Optimus Prime will team up to take him down together. you know, like
I thought so,
finally
too.
they got on the
I
same
thought
page.
so,
to take
too.
it down.
Uh-huh.
But I did love how it ended up being like Prime, you know.
Oh
on his
man,
own. So
yeah,
that
him
was-
kicking his ass.
Oh right.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta pump our guy up, man. I mean, like
Yeah.
Prime is the man. You know?
Jack says so. That is most likely from the pretenders.
Uh-huh.
The
The
pretenders
Pretenders
are humans wearing
robot bodies. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. I like that.
And then Anthony says, "Are you excited for Blue Beetle due to the representation?" I think
Absolutely.
it's great they're going that route instead of Ted Kord.
Yeah, I love it. I love it personally. You know, me and Double A have talked before about Robbie Reyes, the Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider. We're huge, you know, Johnny Blaze fans. We're huge Danny Ketch fans. You know, but there is something about the idea. You know, Double A even sent me, I think, the clips from the what was the Avengers? Not Avengers. The Shield show that had Robbie Reyes. I think you were telling me about it, and I was like,
Robbie's in there.
yeah, and I was like, it's cool that it's a car, and it's cool that he's like a Latino. So I mean, like, they got me very hyped for that or whatever. Again, I still want to see Johnny Blaze, and I still want to see Danny
I think
Ketch,
too.
you
I've
know?
always said, if you can just give me the originals first,
Sure.
I don't give a shit
Sure.
about afterwards. Like I said, I'm good already with Peter Parker. If you want to switch Peter Parker,
Yeah.
go ahead, because we've already had like 8 movies already of
Right,
him, of
right.
the live action.
Mhm.
I'm good with that. I'm good if you want to change it. Already.
You want to do a live action, Miles? We're ready for it.
If you want, but if you want to bring in Ghost Rider, please let it be Johnny Blaze first, and then you can
Yeah.
go on with whoever. If you want Danny Ketch, you want Robbie Reyes, you know,
and
whatever.
it's almost better, right? Double A, like look at what Anthony was saying earlier when he was like, "Well, do you think you get attached to that actor and then like it ruins it?" It's like, okay, so don't make it be, you know, don't. What have we said? We did not. We liked Robert Pattinson, but damn, I would have liked it a lot better if Robert Pattinson was, you know,
We've always- Terry.
hell, if he was Terry McGinnis, and we brought back Michael Keaton as
Yep.
fucking Bruce Wayne.
Perfect.
Isn't
right
that
now.
a better movie? That's a
Perfect
much
right
better movie.
now. Yes.
I still want Joseph Gordon-Levitt to be my Nightwing because, well, they set me up for that with fucking, you know, the end of The Dark Knight Rises, and I'm like, okay, like, I mean, it's right there. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much more Bat Family to give us. Okay, instead of recasting and rebooting, okay, give us the next evolution, the next, you know, thing, right? All right? You know, let's move to the next. Is it going to be Miles Morales? Okay, have, you know, Tom Holland handed over to the next young man that will be. Then it's like one long continuous story. You know, I think there's a lot of room for that to be done, and I think that could be done with these movies as well. I mean, obviously, you know what? When it comes to that, Anthony, regarding specifically Blue Beetle, I don't know anything about Ted Kord and that Blue Beetle. In fact, that Blue Beetle and the Booster Gold, when we'd always rank them up as Marvel guys as chumps, we're like, those guys are scrubs. Those guys should be the guys getting waxed by Doomsday in the first 5 minutes. You know what I mean? So you're bringing in this other guy? Yeah, it's cool, whatever. Could I do without George Lopez? Yes, I could. They should have casted Fluffy. He'd have been better. But it's too late, so, you know, I mean, we'll go with it. And I love Jolo Maraduena being him, so that's going to be cool.
Anthony says, was the action easy to follow in this film? I haven't seen the new Transformers movies in years, but I remember even in the original trilogy, it was confusing to follow. It was not
much better.
Yes.
They fixed that. Anthony.
It's
yes.
like, again,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
We
This
thought it
was-
looked like junk. We were like,
Yeah.
what? Who's fighting who? Is the good guy winning?
Yeah.
Anthony, what a wonderful comment. And man, I appreciate you hanging in here, even though you haven't seen this. You're kind of like convinced me to go watch it because I'm not convinced yet. It's much more fluid. It's much better. I agree with you 100% in that. I felt that way oftentimes in those old movies. And I was like, man, I want to like this more. But man, it's kind of hard to tell who I'm even rooting for. And I'm like, Michael Bay, chill out, bro. You know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot in there. So, yes, I think you'll enjoy this one much more. Again, you don't have to rush out to the theater to see it, Anthony, if you want to wait till it
No, but I mean,
comes home.
if it's something, though, like, you know,
If
you're
you-
like...
yeah, you have a
there's
down night.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Down night. You know, this is a really good movie to see in the movie theater. Honestly, it's not hard to follow. It's, I mean, Optimus is really great. Optimus Primal is fucking excellent. Like, I
Excellent.
was blown away.
I
by
saw they
him.
had his skin in Fortnite. I bought his skin after I saw
There
the
you
movie.
go.
I was like, I got to be Optimus
There you
Primal,
go.
man. So
I'm telling you, the
it's
last
cool.
like 30, 40 minutes, it's almost all action. It's really fucking good. Like, I really enjoyed this one a lot.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying, though, it's like a 10 out of 10. I'm just saying it's a really, really enjoyable Transformers movie that I really liked a lot. Anthony says, I have the A-list pass, and it's a long weekend. You guys are selling me on this. Seeing this weekend.
Anthony, you can only watch The Flash so many times.
Anthony, like I said,
you saw before all of us.
Don't go in thinking it's a fucking Tarantino movie. Just
go
in there, just really enjoy it as a Transformers fan.
I know Anthony can enjoy like a popcorn and a soda. And
but that's what I'm saying. It's
just a good time.
Just don't see it like as something that's going to be mind-blowing.
Yeah.
Just see it, go in there as a Transformers fan, and I think you'll really, really enjoy it.
And again, don't focus too much on the plot. It's thin, but I mean, like, again, there's good acting from the young man that plays Noah and his little brother. Again, the gal, she left something to be desired for me. I was like, she dialed it, and I felt
get blown away by seeing Unicron, and again, the voice acting was really excellent. Peter Cullen, man, just really does a great job. Peter Dinklage does a great job.
I just love the way they made him look so 80s prime.
Yeah.
I was like,
Ron Perlman does a great job, so yeah.
Wonderful. Hell, Double A, anything else that we think we should really address regarding this movie?
Real quick, Anthony says, will I be lost by not seeing the first view? I don't think you will, because I think this is...
And I didn't see it.
I honestly think this is... It seems like a whole fresh start, honestly.
Yeah, it's very... There was like one reference, I think.
But I think that's just to the Bumblebee movie.
Yeah, and that was it. Yeah. Even I was kind of like scratching my head a little bit. Quick, looked up afterwards. I was like, oh, that one's supposed to... Because I think the Bumblebee movie takes place in the 80s. So this one takes place in 94. So you're going to be totally fine, man. I mean, like, I know you're an avid movie watcher, so you're going to be good, as would anybody else out there who has not yet seen it. So I would say, do yourself a favor. Once you've treated yourself to Across the Spider-Verse enough times and The Flash enough times, it's like, and you want to mix it up, go for it.
It's a really good popcorn movie. Like Sam said, it's really just, go see it like whenever you're, like for us, it's like Tuesdays that, the movies are like $5. Yeah, $5.
I went to the bathroom during it, and I didn't feel awful. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, I'm okay. Yeah, I came back, and I was kind of like, I got right back into it.
But I really feel like maybe you might get the best reaction if you actually see this at the theater. Like, it's again that last battle part. I think it feels like it deserves like a big screen.
The big screen. And the action sequences are worth it, and the sound is worth it. And I watched it in one of the nice seats we have at that one theater, and they're just like, I was like, oh, this is like, I feel like I'm surrounded by the sound. It was really wonderful. Really, I mean, again, a fun popcorn movie that was enjoyable.
Jack says, doubting himself and making dumb decisions.
Regarding who, Jack? Tell us about that. Oh, Prime?
Anthony says, I
love a good
popcorn movie, and it's sad people can't just enjoy those movies nowadays.
I know.
Everyone expects the greatest thing ever from every movie. Where I enjoy a good popcorn movie, summer blockbuster that I can just have fun with for 2 hours. Honestly, that's what it is.
It is that.
Yeah, just go in there and just.
Everyone wants Infinity War and Endgame, and even then, Endgame caught hell. You know what I mean? It's like everyone wants it to be 20 years of building, and I'm like, dude, it's not that.
Remember, this is based on an 80s cartoon. You know what I mean? So,
and it's like, do you remember when you went to the movies for fun?
Exactly.
Not to criticize, not to think about your next vlog or your next vlog.
I took my 2 kids, and they enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
or my daughter actually. I just took my daughter, and she enjoyed the film.
Yeah, my almost 70-year-old mom enjoyed it. Me and my in our 40s, my girlfriend enjoyed it, and my sister in her mid to late 30s enjoyed it too. It was fun for us.
Oh, it sounds like Jess really enjoyed it.
Yeah, she really enjoyed it. And we're of the age of when the original was out. She probably watched it herself with her little brother, and then later on probably watched some of it with her kids or whatever. Her kids probably watched the Beast Wars. You know what I mean? So it's like it's fun. It's a good time.
Yeah,
it's a good time. What I'm sad we missed out on is later on we saw that apparently some theaters had that Optimus Primal head popcorn bucket, and I was like, "Damn it!"
In our
somebody posted that.
I think it was our buddy Loki.
Jesse.
I'm like, I was like, man, I would have bought that.
It wasn't at my theater.
Optimus Primal head.
Because right away they put it right next to that scene from Temple of Doom where she's eating the chilled monkey brain.
Fucking awesome.
I'm like, man, that's a great popcorn bucket. And I also heard, I don't know, and Jack, if you're still here, and Anthony, you're in New York. I want somebody here, from the Friday Night Faithful. One of you Friday nights to find this out for me. I saw a TikTok of this, and I believe it was real. An AMC theater had a popcorn drink bucket, that is the rig and
told me
Optimus
about
Prime.
that one. That's,
the
man.
popcorn is in the back of Prime's rig.
That's fucking
and
cool.
the drink goes in Prime, and the straws are his two little stacks that come out the back. I don't know what the fuck they would charge for that, but
It's
damn
on
it,
eBay
I
already.
want
Trust
one.
me.
Oh wait, they're probably
It's on
also down, they're
fucking
probably all
eBay.
on eBay.
Yeah.
I haven't looked because I don't want to be real sad. But if somebody can find one of these and wants to give me and Double A a Father's Day gift, I mean, I'm like, damn, eating popcorn out the back of the rig.
A rig or the fucking Primal head, man, that would have been awesome.
I have a cool Han Solo Millennium Falcon drinking cup.
That's fucking cool
too.
too.
But
Shit.
before the piece shot out of the middle
Yeah.
from Solo. So, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, damn, I want that Prime.
I know, that sounds really cool, right?
Yeah, and I want the head
The
too.
Primal
The
head.
Primal head. I
Yeah.
want to eat chilled monkey brains. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Put Jello in there? Shit.
Absolutely, yeah. Perfect, right? That chilled monkey brains. Damn it, Double A.
Jack says, yes, Prime. I guess my other message didn't go through. Prime in this movie gave me 80s Hot Rod leadership vibes. I hated Hot Rod as a leader. He sucked Decepticon tailpipe. Damn. Damn.
Agreed,
But
Jack.
Prime got
Agreed.
better, Jack, at the end. And especially when he fucked... Well, shit.
Oh, he became Prime. He primed it up. Yeah.
He fucking did, man. And
Spoilers?
I mean...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll run out. Take it. I run out. Okay. I'll be right back. Guys, don't forget, we're San Antonio's premier pop culture podcast, but with P breaks. And if we don't give you the P breaks, then it doesn't give you the full effect. Last week it was me. This week it's me again. Don't
Yeah,
worry.
yeah,
Take
yeah,
that
yeah.
comment while I run out of here.
All right. Yeah, I mean, he kind of he kind of sucked somewhat, Jack, sometimes. But I mean, at the end, he got better, right? I mean, the way he took care of Scourge, I mean, man, he got better, and he really kicked his ass. Like, he handled him one-on-one. I thought they were gonna make Scourge like CM said. I thought it was gonna have to be Prime and Primal teaming up on him to get rid of him, but it only took Prime. So, I mean, it can't be all that bad. Jack, would you like to see Hot Rod in the new movies? Any movie? This is supposed to be part one of a trilogy. So, I mean, would you want Hot Rod in? I mean, and what kind of Hot Rod would you have him in? I mean, that's got to be kind of cool, right? I mean, I think that would be kind of cool to see on the big screen. I don't know how much of a favorite he is among the Transformers group. That'd be kind of interesting to see if his stock has gone up or not. And CM was asking too, would you get Judd Nelson to voice him again? I don't know if I would get Judd Nelson. I think he would sound too old already. This was 86 when he was younger. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but I mean, it's just kind of hard. I mean, I think it would just be cool just because he came out in the movie, the 1986 movie. I think it'd be cool, I guess, to have him in. So, Jack says, well, okay, Hot Rod is okay, but Rodimus Prime, definitely not. But would you like to see him in the movie, though, Jack? I mean, would you... Say not as a leader, okay? Say not the leader, but would you like to see him in the movies? I would look at Cullen. You and I both say he sounded way older. He did, but he's Prime. This is kind of different. I guess for Hot Rod, I don't know if you would have to just get someone younger. I don't know, but I mean, he would be pretty badass to see, though, right? I mean, a Hot Rod in a car. I mean, an updated Hot Rod. I mean, that'd be pretty damn cool. We like the way Mirage looked as a Porsche. We like the way Bumblebee looked. I mean, I think for fans of the 86 movie, I think it'd be a big thrill to see Hot Rod in there. I don't know.
I'm ready for Hot Rod.
That's what I'm saying, right? I mean, what can you imagine if they actually put him in the movie? Like the way they show Mirage.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the speed of the Hot Rod? And everything? I mean, not being a leader, not taking over, just, for fans of the 1986 movie. And he has to have fans, right?
Oh, yeah.
He has to, right?
I had his figure, even though
But I mean, you would think for a certain, maybe someone, okay, say someone wasn't watching those first 2-3 seasons of Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
and you got a new kid that watched the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe there is hot rod fans that love Rodimus Prime.
Sure.
I mean, and when he became Rodimus,
Yeah.
man, he got fucking big too. Like
yeah.
his fucking hot, like it was like huge. I was like, man, I don't know, it'd be kind of cool to see. I don't know. Jack says, yeah, I'd take Hot Rod in a movie because he had a cool car. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that be cool?
And it could be time for redemption or whatever.
And
you
then,
know what I mean? Like,
and you can also introduce Ultra Magnus. I mean, Ultra Magnus, I don't think he has even been in these movies. I don't think.
Robert Stack's still alive, right?
No. No. But he's always been like the number
R.I.P.
two,
to Robert Stack.
right? He's always been the number 2 guy.
And he was like a base, wasn't he? The base?
No. That was Jack. Help me out with the base. I know it wasn't him though. Anthony says, "Gents, I have to go walk my dog out, so I'm getting a hop. But enjoyable as always. Enjoyable show as always. Glad I was able to catch it live past few weeks. Always a great conversation. One of these days, I gotta get down to the Texas and have a few beers with you guys. Or
Anthony,
you guys need to come make it to New York.
Anthony, you're always welcome here, my brother. And I would love to make it one of my dream places to go bucket list is New York. Double A's already been there, or whatever.
Great
you know,
city.
so
I have nothing bad to say about New York.
yeah,
Loved
man.
it.
And have truly enjoyed your commentary on tonight's episode. Thank you so much for being here,
go
Anthony.
out, watch Transformers.
Yeah,
It's
man, go check it
enjoyable.
out. I want to hear your thoughts.
Erwin says they should have Hot Rod. Again, this is Unicron.
Yeah.
There's nostalgia for the OG Transformers movies and that cast of Autobots. Bring in Ultra Magnus too. That's what I said too. Bring in Ultra Magnus. How cool would that be?
But like we were talking about with Erwin earlier, right? Double A, about how you could potentially reintroduce Megatron and then eventually in some end credit get that Unicron scene. How about instead of how fast we get the turnaround in the 86 movie, there's a potential to make a movie or movies, a trilogy for Transformers fans that rivals the 86 movie by building up Rodimus, making fans love him, then having him make that costing mistake, that cost Prime his life. I mean, shit, isn't in the original Transformers movie?
I don't know if he should kill Optimus again.
Well, wait, Double A. Don't they kill him a couple times in the first couple of movies? Because he dies like in the very first one, I think.
Really?
Yeah, like in that forest battle, they Megatron drives that thing through him, but then he comes back by the end of the movie.
Shit, I don't.
Yeah, like he's dead real quick. Of course, you've got Shia LaBeouf yelling Optimus like every 5 minutes or whatever, but it's just like it's.
Oh. Jack said it was only saw the AMC theater.
And Jack, you didn't get one? I mean, come on. What kind of Transformers fan are you?
Honestly, if I would have known shit, I probably would have gone.
I mean, looking at it, I was like, that's sexy. I want that. I want that. That's
I'm with
fucking...
you too, man. I would have been like, yeah, let's go all the way across town so I can get this fucking Optimus Prime popcorn.
Well, we've got one downtown, but it's got that shitty IMAX I mentioned last episode.
No.
Yeah,
no,
not
no.
that. I mean, I'll go for the popcorn bucket, but yeah. But yeah, Double A, I think that there is a potential to build to it, though. Build to
now.
it. Because again, Prime dies so quickly in that 86 one, and then
does.
we're left without him. And then, again, like I said, they kind of cheapened it in the.
But man,
the
wouldn't
new
you like
ones.
Optimus though? Like going against Unicron? Like actually being there at that final battle? Like, man, that'd be so fucking cool. If he actually lived this time and actually fought Unicron. Like, it was cool actually seeing him and Unicron interact.
Yeah.
Remember when he says you can have it all, Prime?
Right. Right. Yeah, that was really cool in this one. Do you see, Double A? You're already writing a better movie. You got me convinced that that's what we need for this one.
Jack says it sold for $50, but now on eBay, $100 to $120. I'll be getting one.
There you go.
Fuck.
Hey, Jack.
So at the theater, it was $50 already. Damn.
And I gotta tell you, that little rig didn't look it held a lot of popcorn, Double A, but it's like.
But it's just so fucking
I
cool.
gotta have that.
Irwin says the 86 movie can be the whole trilogy for live action.
Yes.
Mixing a few NES stuff, but sticking to the main scheme of Unicron as the big bad.
I'm telling you, it hits harder if you build up, Hot Rod as someone you like. You know
I actually think this is a really good first step, this first movie, if they are going to do that. If they are. I don't know if they are. But if they are, I thought this was really good. You gave us a little bit of Unicron, just a little bit, just to get us wet, and man, you just start doing more.
And not only that, but don't forget, you could pepper in. I'm using my fancy pepper shaker right here, which might look like something else.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe like this. No.
There you go. No, that was better.
It's better. So I need to hold something like this. I use my fancy pepper shaker.
I don't know about that.
I pepper it. Either way, we're peppering we're peppering in some G.I. Joes where we can now.
Yeah, there you go.
Potential for that, right?
Which I think makes it even better. Man, you get some Joes in there with some Transformers. Shit.
Okay, Double A, you get to add another. Well, it's got to be Hasbro, right? So it's like, but you get to add another huge '80s property, and who do you add
For
this right now? I mean, I feel like Transformers and GI Joes are kind of a natural because you can have the GI Joes drive the Transformers.
Yeah, you can easy.
That's cool.
Easy. You actually have professional soldiers handling them. Shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, then they go up against Unicron.
You put Shipwreck on a ship.
You put the suits on the Joes.
Yeah.
Shit.
Barbecue. You put him on a Transformer that turns into a grill. Yeah. Barbecue. Yeah. The Joes are fed. You gotta have catering, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Man. There you go.
I mean, I don't see Prime letting anyone drive him. Be like, fuck out of here, Duke.
No.
You ain't driving me.
You're not driving me.
You can ride in the back, motherfucker.
Yeah, maybe that's where he'll put him.
There you go.
That's where he'll put the Joes.
I'm telling you that there's a lot of the potential for that. Again, it's what Anthony mentioned earlier in the show. It's building on the nostalgia factor of us and the 80s, and it's like, oh man, 2 huge properties like this on screen. I hope it just doesn't become one of those things, Double A, that's like we saw this and then we never see anything.
Yeah.
Any fruit bore out of it.
I think the Overseas is going to push this to where there's going to be a sequel.
Oh, yeah.
The Overseas has always made this franchise $1 billion. It hasn't always been America. It's been overseas that always make these films successful. So
I think we'll get at least one Transformers X Joes, like, whether it's the government wanting to come after them or still be something like that.
Right,
I would think that'd be a good first act, and then you have them team up.
Do we get the Fast and the Furious crew to drive them?
They're undefeated, undefeatable, man.
They'll take care of Unicron too.
I mean, don't forget Vin Diesel redirects rockets with his hand.
Yeah, there you go, man. Yeah,
and his strength. I'm like, man, he's like a 12 or a 15.
There you go, man. They'll take care of Unicron. Shit.
He'll drive a car right into it for family.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, man. And he'll still make it all alive.
If Prime becomes family, it's over. It's over for Unicron. It's over for Unicron right there. You know what I mean? So, again, guys, you know what I say?
They better include Cobra in the mix, right?
Yeah, yes, you definitely need Cobra. I mean, Cobra and the Decepticons teaming up is pretty nefarious right there.
It's very nefarious.
Now, mind you, if you've got Megatron and Starscream and Destro and Cobra Commander vying for leadership,
man.
I'll just make that like an 8-part series on HBO Max. I'll watch that show, just like Succession style, taking each other out.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I would say this. Definitely go check out Rise of the Beast. It's a lot of fun. If you're a fan of the 80s property and fan of Transformers, I think that you'll get enjoyment out of it. It's worth, a matinee price at the very least. Or whatever.
Big time. Yeah.
And even then, too, like I said, afterwards when it comes out.
Again, it's Unicron, man. Just for that alone. It's fucking cool to see him. It's cool to hear the voice. You even get to see him eat a planet.
Yeah. Who told us earlier they couldn't get out because of their 10-month-old? It's like if you gotta wait till it comes out on home, when you're making a decision, it's worth watching at home. Like, you know what I mean, if you're like, I'm only gonna buy one movie tonight at home, I would say that it's fun. It's a lot of fun, But again, going with the mindset like this is gonna be, for entertainment and for action and.
Again, please don't go in thinking it's going to be like I said, a Tarantino movie, a Spielberg movie.
It's not the thickest plot by any means, or whatever. It's getting really you from point A to point B on the action parts, and it does well. And there is some good acting that comes out of it. You know what I mean? So, again, I always say, would I rewatch it? I would rewatch this one, whatever. Would I buy it? That one I might not. So that's my 50-50 or whatever, you know what I mean? But if somebody had a digital copy and was like, I'll sell you, I'll take it. You know what I mean? So no doubt. What about you, Double A?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. Like I said, it's probably the most enjoyable Transformer movie in a long time, And like I said, it's got Unicron. I mean, I can't just keep saying that enough. It's got fucking Unicron in here,
That makes it great.
It looks like fucking the animated movie Unicron. I mean, it's so great. Just to hear that voice, just to see the eyes whenever Scourge would always like, I have the key, master, and and then you see the eyes opening up. It's like, holy shit! You just
cool.
Can't wait to see him transform into his bot level stage.
Yes.
It's like, fuck.
Yes, and we got denied that, so that's
which is great.
Forward to.
That's even fucking better.
I want to wait for it.
Yes.
I'll take 2 more movies without it, and then give it to me. Then I'm like, build to it.
How cool is that moment in the animated movie when he fucking transforms?
Oh yeah.
man, you're like, holy shit, this guy's fucking big.
Again,
he looks like a fucking demon.
The beats that come out.
Yeah, you're like, fuck, this guy is like huge.
I'm gonna finish watching the '86 one because I mean, I just was like, man, I can't forget how much I love that movie and the score, and you got the touch, But
If you want to see Mark Wahlberg sing that song, you can see Boogie Nights when he's singing that song.
Yeah, that's true. And there you go, Transformers alone. Yeah. So there you go.
That's all he got him for because he sang that fucking song.
Yeah. But I prefer Transformers.
It's pretty rocking.
Robots in disguise.
He even get a Weird Al song in that movie.
Is that right?
Yeah, I saw that too.
Which Weird Al song?
The Dare to Be Stupid, I think, on the Junk Planet.
Dare to Be Stupid.
When they just...
I forgot about that.
They fucking just break out of the dance, like, all of a sudden. It's like, what the fuck? Like...
That's right. Damn, that's
they're
so
all fighting.
solid.
They're all fighting. Hot Rod negotiates a fucking peace treaty deal. And then it's like, they just start... The song comes out and they all just start fucking dancing. It's like, what the fuck?
Amazing filmmaking right there.
like they break dance and everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
The Micro Machines guy is in there as Blur. I mean, like, it's got it all.
Oh
man.
my goodness, that fucking scene, man. I was like, what the hell?
I'll post it up in our group, AA, for this episode. I haven't showed you, but I know you've seen before those Honest trailers.
Oh, yes.
They do this on the '86 one, and I was like, perfect. It's really perfect. They always nail it. So we'll post it up in the group. Guys, I had a lot of fun talking about this one and the '86 one. I don't know if you have much more to go in on it. I think it's good.
It's a really good flick, like we said. Go see it like when it's $5 day or something.
Yeah, and we put and more because we mixed in a lot of our conversation about how much we love the '86 one, which is exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to talk about that one, and we kind of touched on what our knowledge was of the rest of the franchise, which ain't too much because there's a bunch of movies and I didn't know where they all were fitting in or whatever. But damn, you made me want to go watch them too, mentioning the Unicron stuff, and I want to see the movie one now just to see how it leads into.
Yeah, and I think actually Grimlock and them come out probably in Age of Extinction. So.
I'll check it out. I'm there
Jack
for it.
says, I have a question, but it's a bit of a spoiler question. Go ahead, Jack.
Go ahead, Jack. We're here for it.
Yeah,
yeah. It couldn't be any more spoiled, I don't think. And if you're asking us, I don't know what the fuck.
While he's typing that, though, go ahead.
Well, guys, there's something that we do like to say at the end of every episode, and we're getting ready to wrap this one up.
And remember, we're talking Flash next week, so if you guys want to come back.
Oh, shit, and I almost forgot this, guys. Don't forget, guys, we are broadcasting this week as guests on Collecting Weekly, their page, and on their YouTube channel, and on their group, the Collecting Weekly Auxiliary, guys. They have been so gracious to host us and let us be their guest host, while they don't have a Friday night show. So we're trying to become the voice of their Friday night. But what they're running right now is a great contest for this Carnage hot toy, I believe it is. Don't quote me. Again, those guys are the toy experts. We are not. But it is a really awesome looking Carnage figure or whatever, and you can win it. All you got to do is go check out this link. And all I did was type the link here. So you got to copy the link down. https:// is that / short URL .at.jmnq1. It's on the screen right now. It's probably better if you just look at it and type it while you're doing that. It's a Google Doc. You fill out some stuff there, your information, and you can enter to win this beautiful Carnage figure if you're a Carnage fan, and even if you're not, I'm sure you could resell it for a great price.
The way these toys are selling
but
nowadays.
Boy, it looks badass, man. I'm telling you, I would love to win it. We don't have the option to win it as being part of it, but use that link, go there, and we're going to give you a bonus code. Okay, I want to make it clear. I know last week I didn't make it that clear. So if you go through the little Google Doc and you do what they say, right? Follow this, follow that, follow the other. You get bonus entries. But then at the very bottom, there's a spot where it says code for bonus entry. So you get one more entry. So maybe by this point, you've gotten 3 entries. Now you can maybe get up to 4 entries with our code. Our code is the acronym for our podcast. We are Just Another Friday Night. That's not the code. The code is JAFN. Just Another Friday Night. So JAFN. Putting that code in, that's the code that will get you an additional entry in addition to what you put into the Google Doc, and make sure you follow and like the appropriate pages that they give you guys there. Again, a chance to win. Some of you guys may have been waiting all show. We kept you waiting for that. I know a lot of times I think those guys do it at the beginning, but then you leave, so we keep you here. We keep we reel you in, right? Yeah. We hope that you enjoyed it, and so please go check out this link that's on our screen right now. Again, for our audio listeners, if you're listening, it's https://short url.at/jmnq1. Type that in, go there, fill out the Google Doc, which basically has your info, and then you can have a potential chance to win the wonderful Carnage. I believe it's a hot toy. I will go do my research, promise, and have this all.
Trust me, it looks awesome.
Much better next time.
You're gonna love it.
Fucking sweet.
You're gonna love it in your collection.
Yeah. And whether you keep a part of your collection or you sell it, I have no doubt that it will be of great benefit.
It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Jack says, I did those, is that Erwin? Erwin, that's how we see it, Erwin. I don't know how you see it, but maybe you're putting in some code, right. Some emojis there. I can't really tell. I'd have to look on the old phone there.
Jack says, also, why didn't Scourge just turn be evil versus killing him?
Interesting, okay.
It would have been, to his benefit to sell the farmer versus the latter.
To do so, the former versus latter. Yeah, I don't know. Could he do that? Wouldn't he have to take him to Unicron to turn him evil? I think so. But also, did Scourge and them? They were already existing. They weren't like turned.
They're not Decepticons.
Right, right. Now I would have liked to have seen that, Jack. I would have liked to have seen them turn Terracons. Yeah.
So they're not a part of he wasn't Cyclone. I mean, he wasn't a Thundercracker or Skyward.
Right.
That got turned like the rest of them.
Yeah.
He wasn't a Decepticon.
That would have been amazing to see. That would have had me so much more geeked, to see it go down that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that if maybe even turning them as an option or whatever, you know what I mean? So maybe that's why he didn't do that.
I think he just likes killing.
Yeah, I think so too.
He likes killing and putting the
badge, taking the badge, which I thought was a really cool aspect of him. I'm gonna. And I love when he even says he's like, finally, I want to get a Prime or whatever.
Yeah, a Prime.
Yeah. And that's something too that I didn't know, but I know that there were multiple Primes. There could be multiple.
That's a
Primes.
name. It's almost like Caesar.
Okay.
The Caesar name.
Or like Prime. Darth.
Yeah, or Darth.
Darth. There you go. So very cool.
Yes.
But guys, with that being said, man, it's been wonderful being here with our wonderful guest hosts, Collecting Weekly. Excuse me. Also with our normal Friday Nighters and the normal Friday Night Faithful. It's been wonderful having you guys here as well. We hope to mix these two crowds. If you're visiting us via Collecting Weekly's Facebook or YouTube or their page, please give us check us out. Just Another Friday Night is our Facebook page. That's also our www dot. Let me put it on the screen for you here. It's somewhere here in my thing here. Yeah, this will take you to our link tree where you can get a hold of our Instagram at JAFN Podcast, our Twitter at JAFN Podcast, our TikTok at JAFN Podcast, where we pretty much just post up clips of our previous shows and what we discussed, so we can let you kind of get hyped for that episode and you can go search it out and find it. Again, we don't focus on anything too specific, except that it's in the world of pop culture, so we talk about comic books, movies, shows that are streaming.
Shows, cartoons.
Sports.
Boxing.
We try to have a little bit about basketball, everything or whatever. Mm-hmm. But we
just love everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm wearing a wrestling shirt right
there you
here,
go. And I got my Autobots on. And toys wise, we leave that to the experts over at Collective Weekly.
Yeah, because me and Sam,
those are the true pros.
We like buying them, but I mean, if you ask us about the articulation, the 80 joint movements and everything like that.
We're pretty much like, we see a character that we like from the 90s
if it looks cool,
at Walmart, we're like, oh, I'm gonna buy that.
Yeah, exactly. If it looks cool, we're buying it. We're not buying it for anything else other than, hey, it looks cool.
When we had a little discussion on one episode a couple months back about High Evolutionary, and when I saw one, I was like, I got to get AA High Evolutionary. So it's just
there's nothing special about it or nothing. It's just it's High Evolutionary. Let's go.
On our Guardians episode, I was playing with it. I was like, this is a pretty sweet figure. You know what I mean?
So I mean, if you're talking to us about the 1/6 aspect or
I couldn't tell you
the ratio aspect or the color ratio. I'm like, forget it. We don't.
Yeah.
We're not.
The guys at Collective Weekly have got you covered on that. But we invite you to do join our group, the Friday Night Faithful. We have a lot of fun in there too, talking about everything all over the place. What do we miss?
So Jack goes, yes, because he turned Hellraiser evil.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, when he touched them.
Right. That's right.
Yes.
Maybe unworthiness, because he was pretty unimpressed with the Autobots.
I think he did that.
He
for
was
Hellraiser.
more impressed with the Maximals.
And I think he did that so you can see where they're going.
I think at one point he even says he's like, "Oh, maybe we'll get a challenge now."
Yeah,
like he's like,
he was really disappointed. In Prime.
I was like, man, that's fucked up. Like he gave the Autobots no love.
Erwin says another fun show and discussion. JFN.
Erwin, thank you so much for joining us 2 weeks
back
in a row.
next week,
really
man.
We hope so. Next week.
We're gonna talk
about
the Flash.
So we'll let you know now.
Maybe the animated Paradox 2, maybe. I don't know.
I'm down.
I don't know.
I'm down. I'll rewatch that one again. I like that one. So
maybe.
That's like my first. That was my first kind of foray into the DC animated movies.
But, and again, Flash is just a really cool character. I mean, I have him right there. I have a print of him right there. So.
Yep, and everyone that was wanting that's been waiting for this movie. I mean, clamoring for it. So
it's really good.
It's out now. We've given you a week. I'm sure some people probably didn't get to see it right away, so they're avoiding podcasts about it.
But, so we do that too. We just wait for you guys to catch it.
Even on the CW guys, they had an episode on their Blockbuster episode that talked about Spider-Verse before we did, but they said the same. They were like, we're looking forward to y'all's conversation. I watched some of their conversation. It was good. They're a little bit more structured than we are. We're kind of all over the place. So
we like
that's
talking
our thing.
To you guys. Like we had a big old discussion on Batman, and Batman had nothing to do with this.
Exactly.
Episode.
Yeah. Like we said, we it's called Just Another Friday Night because it's supposed to make you feel like
just
you're hanging out on a Friday night with your friends,
yeah,
drinking some drinks, having a few laughs. The conversations go everywhere. Yeah. Maybe you're sitting around a fire if it's cold. It's not ever that here, so you're probably just sitting outside
with the
fan, with the fan on, and listening to some tunes. So we hope to give you guys that feel. And the good thing about it is that even though it may not be Friday night where you're at, you can hear this anytime and hopefully get the Friday night feels. With that being said, AA, we'll close this one out, guys. Something we like to say at the end of every show, guys, is to remind you, if there's something that you want to do, a hope, a dream, something that you want to accomplish, go out and do it. Today is the day, right, guys? Seize the day. Carpe diem, man. That's something that we truly believe in, saying seize the day. Obviously, UNICRON.
He was trying to do it. Yeah, he was seizing it.
He was definitely seizing it. Hey, there he is. Oh, and I forget I owe this young man some shout outs. Before we do our second part of our goodbyes, guys, I want to say a shout out to Monkey VR13. Guys, if you like gaming and you like to get the perspective of someone that is truly in the twilight of their gaming years, this young man is 10. He's gaming on VR and he's going to be gaming on other things, and he wants you to go check out his YouTube channel where he's playing things like Gorilla Tag on the MetaQuest 2, and he's playing things like Rec Room. Go give him a shout out. Go give him a follow, a share on his YouTube. Check out at Monkey VR13 on YouTube. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of laughs. I watch it and I just start giggling because it's the craziest stuff I've ever seen.
Awesome.
So please go show some support, show some love to that YouTube channel right now, right? Awesome. What else do you guys watch? What else do you guys follow? Go check it out, right, guys? Help a young man out, to see and realize his dreams. We'd really appreciate it, guys. So thank you so much for that. Monkey VR, we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for showing up. He says, yes, sir, regarding that. And he says, now, Jit, give away my age. No, I didn't give it away. You're good. You're good.
All right.
But, guys, in addition to saying to seize the day, the other thing we'd like to do is to quote one of our favorite comic book characters and obviously favorite Marvel characters, Captain America, who says when they're going back in Endgame on the time heist, to do whatever it takes. Obviously, the Maximals and the Autobots had to do whatever it took in this. I mean, they were going for broke. You know what I mean? Because they seemed like Scourge and the Terracons were getting the best of them. So I was worried for them. AA. I was like, oh man, these guys are up against the wall. So guys, seize the day. Do whatever it takes. We are Just Another Friday Night, San Antonio's premier pop culture podcast with P breaks. We might have another Premier Pop Culture podcast, but it won't have the pee breaks that you saw here. Again, I'm CM Chuck.
I'm Double A, everyone.
And we're just another Friday night. Guys, please go check us out. Like, follow, share, join our Facebook group. And we'll see you guys next week to talk all about The Flash.
Ooh.
Have a good night.
Good night,
See you next
everyone.
week.